So we're live right now.
We
Um,
are.
yeah. Are you
Hello.
are you live on your side? Wait, have you been live this
No,
whole time?
I'm not
Oh,
gonna go
okay.
live on my side. No, I'm going back to the classic where I just hang out
Dude,
with
you're
you.
definitely ill. I absolutely hate this. Please,
What?
please.
What do you mean I'm ill?
Okay, you sound
Stop.
like you're dying. You're acting like you're dying. You're actually
No,
acting
I'm
exactly.
fine.
You're acting exactly like you were the first time when you almost died. You remember that?
No, I'm good.
You're
I'm
acting
good. I'm
exactly like that.
nah, dude. I'm sick with it. Is what I am. I'm not sick. I'm fucking sick, dude.
Mm.
That's what I
So,
am.
so chat. Just so you know,
Oh.
Bo's dying, and he wouldn't let me be like, go back to sleep, because he was like, oh, I was gonna take a nap. He sounds like this. He sounds like a
No,
skeleton.
I don't. I don't
He
sound like
sounds like a
that.
skeleton in a movie. He's like, oh, I just was gonna take a nap, but I couldn't fall asleep, so I'm here now. But I can only do 2 hours. And I was like, bro, please, can we not then? Can we just like cancel today, and I'll see you next week when you're not dead? And he was like, no, you can't cancel content.
I don't sound like that. I
Those were
sound
the
fine.
words you said, though. You said those words, and they were very funny.
What words did I say?
You can't cancel content.
Well, this is my big shot with Ellie Minibot. I can't pass this chance up.
Thank you so much for the price of. Shut up, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god.
My entire career is based around that.
I'm worried about
I gotta be here.
I know that you're kidding. I know that you don't actually feel pressure. I know that you know that it would be cool if you canceled, but like, dude, I'm genuinely worried about you. For chat,
I'm fine.
For anyone in chat who doesn't know, a while ago, Bo was showing some real worrying symptoms, and all of us, his friends, were as a result worried. And we kept telling him to go to a doctor, and he wouldn't, and we were like really scared. And then he was like, LOL, I'm in the back of an ambulance. And then he almost died, and he had to stay in the hospital for several days on end. And so now, it might not surprise you to learn, I am uncomfortable with him being ill and just being like, oh, it's for
I'm not sick though.
I'm good, I'm fine. You sound super sick, dude.
I'm not sick. I just woke up from a somewhat nap.
Why'd you take a nap, Bo?
Because I needed a little bit of a nap.
Why'd you need a nap?
It's I'm a busy guy. I'm a busy guy.
Listen, I know unless there was some worrying symptom. He threw up earlier today. I freaking knew it. I freaking knew it. I'm gonna throw you down a well. Oh my god. Thank you so much for 6 months at tier 3. Oh my god, thank you. Why'd you throw up, Bo? Have you not been managing your insulin well? Cause
no, I'm doing fine.
Assumption.
I just ate too much breakfast. And drank a little bit too much gamer subs.
That doesn't normally make people throw up. Also, stop saying that their product can make people throw up. They literally sponsor you.
It's just me. It's literally just me.
What is that?
I've told Chad this.
Bo, it sounds
I keep having more than 4.
Like you
I keep having
your
more
blood
than
sugar
4.
get a little bit low, and then you brought it up all at once, and that's why you threw up. Because normal people don't throw up from just like eating some eggs.
No. Not at all. Not at all. It's fine.
Nor do they
I'm
throw up
good.
from gamer sups. A product we're both sponsored by. You can't be telling people it makes you
use code
ill.
ManyBot for 10% off your next order.
Freaking god.
Chat. I recommend raw meat and soda press. That's my favorite flavors. Highly recommend them. Really, really good. So good, in fact, that you're gonna want to keep drinking it. Even if you're like I have only had my allotted 4.
Why are you doing this?
What? It's good.
I'll try. I'll text. Thank you so much.
It's good. It tastes good. I love it. What?
Only crafting. Welcome.
It's good. It's good. It's just that listen. It's purely user error. Okay, it's on me. It's not on them. On the canister, it says, "Don't do more than 4," or whatever the fuck it says.
How many did you have?
Well, sometimes I have like 5 or 6 a day because I need energy.
Why do you need energy?
Because I'm a working man.
Yes, Aqua. We're both balding. We're gonna be playing Baldur's Gate. I assume that's what the game is about. I don't know actually.
Did you hear about the new patch? It's coming out, the final patch.
What is it?
There's a final patch that's adding in new subclasses, I think, and I think they're doing. Hang on, let me look at it real quick.
Gale earring physics native.
The earring, is that what has that been bothering you?
It's been bothering me. Like when you're really, it's fine from a distance, but if you're up close and personal, it's weird that his earring doesn't have physics.
I'm sure there's a mod for that.
There is, and I have it, but my friends don't want to install mods, so when I play with them, I have to just like deal with the fact that his earring doesn't move, and it's weird.
I mean, I installed mods for Shamimi. I could do it for you.
Man, you're the sweetest. That's real friendship. You're dying, and you're still willing to install mods for me.
Yeah, I would do it. If you found something you liked, let me know, and I'll add them.
Cosmetics of my fake boyfriend.
Whatever makes you happy. You're my best friend.
Thank you. You're my best friend, which is why, Bo, seriously. Please don't die. Please.
I'm not, Ellie, I'm not gonna die, okay? There's no way that I'm gonna go to sleep tonight and die. Looks at camera, spikes camera.
Oh yeah, have I recovered from Helldivers 2? Yeah, here's what I'll say about playing Helldivers 2 is that I looked into the true face of God, and God hates me. Oh, thank you so much for the Prime sub! Eth Joe, welcome! Disguised Potato, welcome! Shorty, welcome!
Holy shit. No, I'm still laughing at my own joke. Dude, I didn't get to watch your Helldiver thing. I raided and ran.
Dude, that made sense because you were already sick, and that was why you needed to get to bed.
No, I wasn't already sick. I was
sleeping,
fine.
Which is why you're not well.
No. I'm fine. Listen, all that happened, okay, is that after our fast food simulator collab, right? I got a little sick. I woke up with a migraine so bad that I was like, oh God, it's like one of those that make tears like in the corner of your eyes. And I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So like I rested that one off and I was like, hey guys, no stream today, right? And then I woke up the next day and I was a little sick, a bit of a fever. I think it was food poisoning. So I was like, guys, no stream. And then Sunday I took the day off as well, because that one was a given. I mean, and now I'm fine, and now I'm good. But like because I was sick, I messed up my sleep schedule.
Well, I don't think it was food poisoning. If you're still throwing up, food poisoning is usually.
Well, I didn't throw up Sunday. Or Monday. I was only today. Yeah, it's only today.
Thank you for the cookie.
And it was only like one. Yeah, you did. I heard that you did really well with Helldivers. Me and my chat were talking about that.
They lied to you, and I appreciate that.
They really?
Yeah, I didn't talk for like most of the collab. They forgot I was there a couple of times. I was mostly hiding behind things. I was terrified.
Wait, what'd they say? Were they like, wait, where's Ellie? Or like, what do you mean they forgot about you?
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, Badger. So there were a few times when they were just like, oh, do you two ever do this? But there were 4 of us in the collab.
Oh.
But I just didn't talk for like 3 hours, so they forgot I was
there. Ellie, what the hell? You're good friends with Bao, aren't you?
I don't know if
Val invites you to things. Yeah,
I feel like makes you good friends, dude. I feel like
listen,
like,
I would say
definitions are different. You know what I mean? Where it's like
okay,
you meet
let me hear
someone once, and then you're just like, oh my god, girl, that is so you. And it's like,
I never have this experience.
It's not entirely fake, but it's also not entirely real, and I don't know how to navigate it. I am too autistic for this. I don't know what to do with it. But the answer is like, if we're talking like friends, like yeah, I have plenty of friends who are VTubers, but like the way that it's supposed to work, the way that you have to like do it, you know what I mean? As a VTuber, is that if you meet someone, you have to be like, that's my best friend. I look up to Bao a lot. She's been incredibly sweet to me. She's so cool. I would love to get to know her better. But like, no, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, she's my good friend Bao. That's my good friend Bao over there. I don't know, man.
Maybe okay. I will admit that sometimes I consider someone a good friend, and I've only known them like 2 times. Like, right? Like sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a good friend, right? But like that's just me. And if they like correct me, then I'm like, oh yeah, my bad, right?
Sorry,
but like I just oh, no worries.
Continue though, I can hear you.
See, chat, I don't sound bad, do I? Bo is loud or Ellie quiet. Am I really loud?
Continue though, I can hear you. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I am actually extremely loud. You need to turn me down.
I'm working on it. Okay, there we go. Try now.
Hello.
One more
I
time.
still think I sound a little bit loud. Yeah. All right. Okay, now I sound a little bit quiet.
How's this?
Now I sound a little bit loud.
Whoa. Okay, one more time.
Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're fine.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. We're good. Okay. Anyways, I have this thing where I'm like, you know, especially if someone like invites me to a collab or something like that, I'm like, oh, they fuck with me. Like that's the way I view things, right? Where it's like if I collab with someone and at the end of it they're like, yo, I got this other collab coming up and you're invited. I'm like, they fuck with me. Like that's a good friend right there.
Okay, but like someone who fricks with you, which somehow sounds dirtier than actually just saying the curse word, that someone who fricks with you, that's different from like a good friend. You know what I mean? Like I would say that I have like a countable number of like good friend VTubers, and then I have other people who are like friends, people who I want to do projects with, people who I want to get to know better. Like I think that Bao is the freaking coolest. I thought she was the coolest when I was a middle schooler listening to her music. I thought she was the coolest when she first became a VTuber, and I think she's the coolest now. I've thought she's the coolest for years. She makes beautiful music, and I think she's the coolest. But I don't know if I'd be like, oh yeah, my good friend Bao. That just feels very presumptuous. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I would be like, yeah, Bao's the coolest. I think that's about what I would say though. Bao is incredibly kind, anyways, very nice.
I think Bao vibes with you. Yeah. Like I 100% get Ellie on this. Okay, maybe it's me. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe I'm.
It's in VTubing. It's just so weird where like you'll meet someone one time and then the next time you see them, then they'll be like, "Oh my god, it's been forever, girl!" And you don't want to not match their freak. You know, you don't want to leave them hanging.
Done that, have I?
Wait, no, you don't do it particularly. Although you do become very attached to people very fast. You know what I mean? Like, you genuinely mean it, though. You're like, hey, listen, if you ever need anything, if you ever need me to lie in court, commit a crime for you, I'm there. I'm there, boy. And you'll have known them for, like, 4 hours. Like, that's... But it's genuine.
I get a vibe check on people, and I feel like I trust my vibe check quite well. Where I after I vibe check someone, I'm like, okay, I get this person. Like, this, like... Yeah, I trust them. So I'm like, all right, I'll be there if you need me, or kind of thing. Yeah, I guess I do get attached a little bit too quickly, huh?
No, I don't think it's too quickly. I think it's sweet. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's lovely. But it's not really how I work. We're like, I don't know, it takes me a little while to be like, this person is like my friend, you know?
Yeah.
Like I gotta hang out with someone like a few times to know, and it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm picky with who I call my friend. It's just like, okay, this is gonna sound depressing, but it's not. I'm careful because when I was a kid,
you've been burned.
No, it's not even that, dude. It's sadder. It's sadder. I haven't been burned. I've burned people. When I was a kid, I didn't really understand what friendship was, and I didn't really understand how to interact. So I would be like, oh, this girl said something funny. Like, she told a joke to one of her friends, and I was standing there, and I heard the joke, and it was funny, and I think she's cool, and I want to be her friend, and I just didn't understand that, like, didn't make us friends. So, Passy, thank you so much for 6 months! And so I would have this whole thing of, like, that's my best friend, about, like, a girl I had not talked to. And it was really embarrassing. And I would just do that for a long time. And so now I'm like quite careful to make sure that someone is actually my friend and not just nice to me before I consider them my friend. Also, the first job I ever had, my boss was nice to me because they were my boss, and that's their job, is to be nice to the people, you know? And I was like, oh my God, that's my friend. And it was like a year before I realized, like, that is just my boss.
Okay, yeah, you were right. That was a little bit more sad. Yeah, you were right.
But the point is, I'm really careful now to make sure that when I identify someone as my friend, we're actually friends, and it's not just that I like them.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was like, because I remember when we first met, some of the things that you you would do, you're like, are we friends? Like, you would say that to me, and I'd be like, yeah. And you're like, okay. And then you'd be like, are you sure we're friends? And I'm like, yes, yes, I mean, we hang out quite often. I think that I'm pretty sure we're friends. And you're like, okay, just wanted to make sure at any point, if you don't want to be my friend, you let me know. And I'm like, okay, Ellie.
I've stopped giving that disclaimer. I have stopped giving that disclaimer. I will have you know.
I'm so proud of you. Chat, for those of you that don't know, she had a voice recording of me saying I'm your friend Ellie, like on her desktop, I think is what it was.
Shut up!
So she could like reassure herself.
They don't need to know about
that! Even though I told her she could call me at any point and I would happily reassure her that I'm her friend.
Well, I didn't want to call you about it, dude.
But why not? If you were like, hey, I'm not sure if we're friends, you could call me and I'd be like, yeah, we're friends. What's up? That's what friends are for.
So the point is, I'm careful about who I identify as my friend to make sure that they're actually my friend before I call them my friend, so that I'm not being like creepy, you know? I just don't want to be creepy, guys.
No, I get that. I get that pretty quick. Yeah, no, like, I understand.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of people within VTubing. And like, again, yeah, you don't want to leave someone hanging. You don't want to be mean. And so there are a lot of people who sort of approach it, and how do I explain it? Networking within VTubing isn't like networking elsewhere. The way that people network in VTubing is like, oh, girly, you're so cute, I love you, you know? And that's fine, that's cool, that's just like a cultural difference, and it's something that I have to learn. But it means that it's harder for me to tell when I'm friends with someone than it normally is. And so I usually check directly. Once I feel like I know someone well enough to actually like ask them point blank, are we friends, and get a real answer, that's usually about the point when I would say that we probably are, you know? Like, if I know you well enough to know that, like, I can ask you that and you're gonna be, like, cool about it and also honest about that. If you've collabed with someone you're friends, bro, no. Bro, like me, no.
I need to stop having that mentality. I really do. I need to stop, like...
I don't think you need to change. I think you're perfect the way you are.
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get burned. I feel like there's something like I'm gonna be like, yeah, what up, bestie? And I'll be like, who the fuck are you?
You're worried I might get used for clout, but no.
You're gonna get used for clout?
When that someone is like, I'm worried Ellie might get used for clout. No, what?
Say that looking at me?
Bo, you've been here since before I had clout.
That felt like them very subtly being like, yeah, you might be used for clout, Ellie. Looks over at the other person in the room.
So, you have been my friend since way before this. And furthermore, as I've said many times, what is the point of clout? If I can't share it with my friends. So whatever.
All going to plan, chat.
But yeah, no, you can be popped in a collab with people you've never met. Like, you can just be, like, placed in a collab with people, and the only conversation you've had is like, hey, is my mic okay? That does not make you... That does not...
You said more than that. You said more than that, though, during the collab, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, but my point is just, like, being in a collab with someone does not make you friends, though.
No, I agree with that. I do think that's true. Like I said, I get... Like, I want to use the word attached, but I do very quickly be like, yo, if you need me for anything, you let me know, kind of thing, to like people. Like after a collab for the most part. But I don't know, like I wouldn't consider them like a friend. You know what I mean? Like, I have different layers of like my own Bo friend like category, right? Where it's like, oh, we're an acquaintance, and then like an acquaintance to me isn't someone that I've interacted with. It's someone that I know through another friend. Like that's an acquaintance,
Huh.
right?
I would say that
That's
someone is an acquaintance
if you
until I would feel comfortable like just kind of reaching out to them because I saw something funny, you know?
yeah. Like
Like we
I
can have talked a lot, but you're still an acquaintance until I can just be like, "Hey, look at this dumb thing I saw," you know?
yeah, okay, so that's probably the right way to go about it. Mine is like, okay, an acquaintance is someone that like I've never interacted with, but I know of them, right? And
Huh.
then a friend is a person that like I've been in a collab with and the vibes felt good. Like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of it, I was like, okay, that was a funny collab. Like, you know what I mean? That's when I'm like, okay, that person is now like friend list. Um that's how I work, which is uh probably not the best, but that is the way that I approach things.
I would say
Yeah.
that like you are someone I know of if we've never spoken, but like I
Mhm.
know you through people. You are an acquaintance if we have spoken, but I wouldn't just like send you something out of the blue. Um
Mhm.
Past that point, I would say like, oh yeah, like casual friends kind of deal. We are
Mhm.
friends if I feel comfortable enough that I can just like relax around you and I can ask you dumb questions like, are we friends? Was that weird? You know, stuff like that. That's like a friend. And then
Uh-huh.
I would say like a good friend is someone who like it really doesn't matter what I was doing. If they called me, I would leave work if they were like, I need to talk to someone right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of the chat seems to be agreeing with you. Like I said, I don't think mine is the right, but it's my own little code that I kind of go by.
Mhm.
Like, by the way, I never assume like the reason I say they're an acquaintance is because I never like unless I talk to someone, I don't assume that like I'm on friendly terms with them. I just assume everyone's like really neutral. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't look at it as, oh yeah, we're acquaintances and the idea that we're gonna be talking around the water cooler or anything like that. It's like when they look at me, they don't go, "Man, I fucking hate that guy." Like, you know what I mean? Like
Is
that's
that a
that's when I'm
tier?
like,
Is that something that happens often for you?
well, I'm
I
sure
don't
there's
feel like
plenty
I
of people
ever
that have like looked over and been like, "Man, fuck that
like
guy."
I'm sure I have designated haters somewhere, but I don't interact with them much. You
Oh, I
know?
don't either.
Like I don't
I
have to
will
like
say this.
consider them like a category of guy because I'm sure they're out there, but I don't know them. Oh yeah, it's
I I
Threshleys. That's the hater. Hi hater.
I will.
Good to
Hi,
meet you.
hater.
Good to interact.
Um, I
Sapphire
will
Raider,
say
thank you so
I
much for
don't
the sub.
interact with that kind of person.
Mhm.
Um, at all, but I do see it. Like when we are doing. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's funny.
What
Uh,
is it?
we did the fast food simulator thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like annoying Minnie, as is my tradition as your average beau, is
Mm-hmm.
to poke and prod Minnie until she like goes,
Bother the
"Stop!"
cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right, right. Um, I love Minnie so much.
Yep.
Let me clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
Minnie is
She's
Minnie.
the
I
best. Yeah.
consider Minnie pretty close. Yeah. That's the reason why I can get away with it is because
That's a top
I
tier friend right there.
yeah, I because Minnie and I we hang out like off stream and stuff like that. So I I don't just do that and I don't know her. Just to clarify with that. But
I'm pretty sure you guys
I
hang out more than like I hang out with
oh yeah, we
her.
do.
But that's just because I'm not really a person who hangs out with people.
No, you're
Like,
not. You're not. That's not your love language, if you will. Like that's
yeah,
just yeah. That's
like
not
you always could, and I hope you know that, and I think you know that, and she certainly
yeah.
knows
I can
that.
call you up at any point.
But like, also, I like to be alone in the quiet,
You're working
working
on
on my
stuff.
things. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. And that's the way I look at it too, where I don't I don't call you up and be like, "Yo, you want to hang out?" because I know that you're probably working on something and that if
like
you did want to talk, you would message me first.
no, that's not
That's the way
actually
I look
true.
at it.
I would often be
Really?
down to
Do you
talk
want
to
me to
you.
message
Yeah,
you more?
I mean, you don't need to. I'm fine with it either way. But
Well, I just don't want to bother you.
you don't bother me. If you ever
Well,
reached
I
out
meant
and I
like if you're
wasn't
working
free, I'd
on
be like,
something.
"Oh, I'm busy right now." Yeah, that would be fine. That wouldn't bother me at all. And most of
See,
the
I
time,
had
I'd
this
probably be
idea.
like, Yeah, let's call real quick. I don't know, man. I like talking to people, but I don't really like text, and I don't really like I have like a 30-minute call with my dad most days, and that's most of my social interaction on a daily basis. I have friends who I'll call for like 4 hours once a month. And that's usually about how I interact with people. That's like the closest, that's like the top, that's the closest I get.
Well, I'll reach out more than you. The only reason I don't message is because for some reason in my mind I imagine you working on something and then it goes like doo-doo, and you're like, oh, because like that's what happens to me is I'll be writing and I'll get a Discord message and then I'll forget everything I was about to write, and then I'm like, oh no, like so I don't like that's a,
oh my gosh, server, the 2-year anniversary. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome raiders, hi.
Happy 2-year!
Survey love! Oh my gosh. You must be so tired. I am so proud of you. I am so excited for you. Oh my gosh. Speaking of our very best friends. Speaking of our very best friends, Cerber, I love you. We were talking about friendship and like how it works within VTubing and how it's sort of strange sometimes because it's complicated in VTubing because everyone is so sweet all the time, so it's sometimes hard to tell. Server, thank you. You never have to. I'm so sorry you've been sick. Oh my gosh, we have plans to do music stuff. Miss RGB. And all, and she's been sick, and it seems like you've been sick for a little while, and I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, poor girl, poor dog. Someone take her to the vet. Cerber is one of the top tier best dogs I know.
So real.
Yeah.
So real and so true.
She got rabies. No.
Oh my god.
Why? Server, why? Why weren't you up to date on your shots? It's so sad.
07. 07. There was a good run.
Don't say that. I'll cry.
Nah, she's a hellhound. She's fine.
Yeah, hellhounds are tough.
What would be bad if there was hell rabies?
You did get diagnosed at the sleepover. I remember that. Was that a Neuro original? I believe that was a Neuro original where she was like, "You could be a rabid dog," when she was saying what animals we were. Yeah.
Chat, don't fuck with hell rabies. Stay away from that.
Karen, thank you so much for the sub. Silver Gatomon, thank you so much for the sub. IW3Y, thank you for the prime sub. Cerber, of course, thank you for the sub. Okay. You never have to. Canworth, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, you sweetheart. Dominic the Pancake, thank you so much for the sub. And welcome everybody. Thank you so much for all of these follows. Welcome. It is so nice to know you, and it is so nice to have you here. Salvix, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my gosh, you're all so kind. So this stream was supposed to be playing Baldur's Gate with Bo, which is why it's called balding.
Yep.
But then he was unwell.
I'm not unwell. I'm fine now. I'm good. I can stay up.
You're so clearly ill. Scarlet Moons, thank you so much for the sub. I'm not explaining to the raiders how ill you are. It's
What are you talking about? I don't sound ill. I was just waking up is all.
You do sound ill, first of all. Second of all, there's a reason you're waking up. No! Cerber, did you bite him during the fast food collab?
Cerber!
Did you bite him?
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything because, it's not good when a dog bites a person, but it was touch and go there.
Maybe that's it then. So, he hasn't been sleeping. Apparently, he threw up this morning. And then he was like, "Oh, I'll take a nap, and Ellie will never know." Well, because you were like gaslighting me.
I'm
Mr.
fine.
McCrimmons, thank you for
I'm
the
fine.
6 months, thank you so much. An obvious live, thank you so much for the prime sub. You were gaslighting me. I was like, you sound extremely ill, dude.
And
And
I
you
was like,
were
no, I
like,
just
oh,
woke
I'm
up.
fine, actually. I'm just
I
tired.
am.
And I was like, wait, why were you sleeping in the middle of the day? And you were like, oh, like, no reason. And then chat was like, oh, it's because he was ill earlier and he had to go to sleep. So
No, I wasn't. I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick. Yeah, earlier today. Okay, that's not true. I was not sick. I only threw up once.
that's the definition of sick.
No, sometimes you just throw up.
No.
What do you mean?
Nah, dude. That's not no.
No, there was a point in time where every month I would throw up at least once, and then I would just be fine after.
Because you're diabetic.
No, well, no, that's because I was a coward, is what it was. I was eating nothing but Kit Kats and Coke Zero at that time because it was like Halloween, so that might have been it. But
it's not Halloween for a month. And why did you have Coke Zero? Because it was Halloween. That doesn't make any sense.
We celebrate Halloween in this house.
You don't hand out Coke Zeros to children on Halloween. That's
Hey, you never had a Southern Halloween, is what I'm hearing.
No way that's real. Southerners in chat, help me out here. There's no way that's real, right?
Here's a Coke Zero right there. I'll tell you what. Sometimes you do just randomly be ill, right? It's not a big thing. You just, and see, here's the thing. If I was truly sick, when I got done, throwing up, I would still feel bad, but I don't. So how is that being sick? Sometimes you just do it and you're like, oh, okay. And then you're done and then you're no longer sick. And you're like, all right, cool.
Dude, I'm not going to fight you on this. Everyone in chat has witnessed this conversation. I think everybody has a pretty solid idea of what's going on here. Bro Squad, thank you so much.
Could be food poisoning, true. Could be a general diet thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Bo, please take care of yourself.
Norovirus.
You're obviously ill.
Well, I'm not ill. No, my voice sounded like that because I just woke up. Real, not even.
Why
real.
were you sleeping in the middle of the day?
Because I've been running off of 2 hours of sleep for the last 4 days. Okay.
Well, that's not good for you. Why haven't you been sleeping?
Because I've been working on things.
What have you been working on, Bill?
Things with my editor, trying to get videos. I've been working at the hobby store. I've been, doing things, walking around. I might have been a little sick for a day.
Yes, exactly. The truth comes out.
Just for a day. Working on my Miku cosplay.
Excuse me?
Could you imagine? I think I could rock it, to be honest. I'm gonna be real with you.
He really thought he could get that by us. He really thought. So when is the Miku stream?
I played Project Diva Hatsune Miku, but I get really quiet because I start focusing on the rhythm game.
Yeah, dude, I've hung out with you while you played it. You were zoned in. You were lost in there. I do believe that you know more than one Miku dance by heart.
I'll never tell until I pull out the moves one day. I'm just we need to use a dance bow, and I'm like, all right. And then I just go for it, and I nail it.
You love Miku. You love Miku more than anyone I know.
Hatsune Miku is pretty cool. I like Hatsune Miku. That was my childhood as well. So there's a nostalgic factor to it as well. Watching Miku and being like, oh yeah, that song. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that brings me back. I did listen to one song. The only song I can't listen to anymore is Triple Baka. And that's because I listened to it for 20 hours straight for $10 one time when I was 14. And now if I hear it, it does make me want to puke. It activates a fight or flight neuron in my brain, and I can't listen to it anymore. Even though it is a banger song.
A song on repeat for 20 hours one time? Dude, that's my normal listening experience. I find a song I like, I listen to it on repeat for a straight month, even when I sleep, and then I find a new song I like.
Well, Ellie, I don't want to alarm you, but that is something that, you know what? Never mind. They're
all saying same in chat, dude.
Well,
you're the weird one.
Okay. I'll take that. Yeah.
Life
Sure.
by Neuro? Oh my god, right? It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, that's normal. No, it's not. It's not normal to listen to the same
It's
song
super
over and
easy.
over.
Everyone is saying it's
like,
normal.
Hang on, I'm typing in something. Okay, so I typed in, is it normal to listen to the same song over and over?
Yeah.
And then one of the first things was a Reddit called r/autism translated.
They can't tell us anything we didn't already know, man. IDM,
so I'm not gonna say anything, you know.
IDM, thank you so much for 1,000
it is what it
bits.
is.
It has been so exciting, and I am so grateful. Thank you.
If you like listening to, you know.
I was diagnosed when I was a little kid for way more embarrassing reasons than that. I am fine with this.
Wait, Bo, you do it too? The most I've listened to a song is like 4 or 3 hours, and that's because I'm chatting while it's in the background. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that is playing in the background. Oh, my bad. Like, I'm not actively listening.
Weirder, dude. I feel like that's
What do you mean? It's like going to a party and having music in the background, and you just don't realize that it's there, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, that is there.
Yo, Likely Autistic, thank you for the prime sub. Amazing timing. No, like the fact that you won't listen to it for more than that. The fact that you're like, oh, ew, oh god, looping a song for more than that
because
will put
it
me
gets
in fight
annoying
or flight.
after that. Like, there comes a point where it's like, okay, I've heard it so many different times, I'm done with it. Like, I will say the most I've ever listened to a song was Avril Lavigne's Complicated, and I listened to that while reading the SCP wiki, and I forgot that it was playing in the background, and I was just listening to it, and then I didn't realize till like a big chunk in that I was like, oh my god, this song is on loop and I'm going insane. Like, I was hearing notes in the song that I did not realize existed when I originally started listening to it.
Make the thing so complicated.
Complicated.
Feel the way you're acting like somebody else is getting me frustrated. Yeah, that's a good song, man. I could listen to that
casually
for a while, probably.
Pulling out the fact that she can sing.
That wasn't
classic.
You were also singing.
Well, I had to get quiet because the voice of an angel. You know?
I don't think that was the voice of an angel. That was the voice of approximately Avril Lavigne.
Well, I think it was pretty good. I thought it was better than Avril Lavigne, if I'm going to be honest.
Wow.
I'm just going to say it.
Better than
My roommate
Avril
just brought me food.
You heard
I don't know if I
here,
should eat this.
You should definitely
eat
something. What is it? Is it okay for you, or?
It's a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, you know, it's better
Good
than
news.
like.
It has lettuce on it.
I'm proud of you.
So we're moving up in the world a little bit.
It's better than Kit Kats and Coke Zero, man. I will take it.
That was a long time ago.
It was Halloween,
I don't do that anymore.
That was like.
No, it was like Halloween, like 2020.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you've eaten way more cursed stuff, but more recently than that. Right before you got diagnosed with diabetes, you would like pass out because you drank a bunch of Yoo-Hoos because you were thirsty forever.
God, I love Yoo-Hoos.
You would drink like what? How many U2s? How many Yoo-Hoos did you drink?
U2s? It was like 4 a day.
See what I mean?
But also, Yoo-Hoos slap, and it was worth it. I'm gonna be honest with you, Yoo-Hoos slap, and it was worth it. That's just the way life is. You know?
No, he did not get diagnosed because I told him he was diabetic. He actually waited for a long time after I said, I think you might have diabetes, until he was dying. And then he was rushed to the hospital, and he almost died.
Hey, what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah, no, it would have been awesome if he had gone to talk to his doctor after I told him that he was definitely diabetic.
I don't have the money for that.
You didn't have the money for an emergency room stay either, did you?
No. But I figured I could win. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll win this. I'll just win.
I mean, it's worked in every other part of your life. As far as I can tell, all you do is win, man.
Well, let's not get carried away. There's been plenty of L's in my life.
Yeah, name one, other than the whole almost dying of diabetes thing.
Well, I don't know if I could say them on stream. You know, these aren't really conversations
Oh
of
man,
the owls that I could have on stream.
Chad
Pokemon cards, girl.
Chad thinks it's weird that we have a healthcare system where people just like die because they can't afford to go to their doctor to see if they have diabetes. Chad thinks that's weird. But that's crazy. That's crazy that Chad thinks that's weird. Cause you know, truly only an authoritarian communist nation would have a healthcare system.
That's commie shit, what you're saying right now, bucko. And I ain't gonna stand for it. Hell
a truly failed state. You know that America spends more on healthcare because of this? Because, for example, you can't afford to go to your doctor to see if you have diabetes, so you just wait until you die, and then you have to spend several days in the hospital, and then you can't afford to pay for all of it, so it still gets covered by the state. It still gets covered by the state. We spend more on healthcare because we won't just pay for healthcare.
Yeah, but I'm free, so.
But we're free. Yeah.
But we're free.
Thank
I'm
God.
proud to be an American, because at least I know I'm free.
Dude, you know what's messed up? I don't know the real words to that song. I only know like the fake comedy words to that song. To this day.
I it's something like na na na, the man who died to give that right to me.
Wait, what man died to give you that right? Was it Jesus?
I think it's like no, I think it's the soldiers. Like it's what it's supposed to be.
Did Jesus die for our healthcare system?
Amen, brother. Amen. Jesus died for America. I'll tell you that. I always assumed it was soldiers.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Dude, I didn't know the real pledge for years. Yeah, I would just kind of like mouth along.
You didn't have to do it in school?
No, we did, but I just like mouthed along because the words were ambiguous. Everyone was saying it at the same time, so I couldn't really tell what the words were, and it wasn't written down anywhere. So it's just kind of whatever.
I remember when I dated the girl from Australia, I had just casually mentioned the Pledge of Allegiance, and she was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, I didn't know. For years.
And I was like, oh, the Pledge of Allegiance. And like, you know what's fucking crazy is I did not realize how weird it was until she was like, you have to pledge allegiance to your nation every morning when you wake up.
Nation,
and I was
bro,
like,
to our flag, to a piece of fabric. Plenty of people have pledges to their nations. A pledge to the flag is very funny.
And I did not realize how weird it was until she was like, are you okay? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, that's weird. And I was like, and like I was gonna like be like, no, it's not. And then I was like, oh, I guess we do stand up every morning, look directly at the flag, put our hand over our heart, and say, I pledge allegiance
with the flag of the United States of America, and to the Republic Richard stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There you, hey. Woo! You got some of the words. You said to the Republican rather than to the Republic, which to
the Republican Richard stands.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I just figured that was a guy. That there was just a guy named Richard Stans, and he was a Republican, and
Shout out to Richard Stans. We hope that you're doing well out there. I'm treating you well. Stay safe, brother.
I fled to Egypt with the flag.
But yeah, she was like, that's really fucking weird. Because she was like, can you tell me the pledge? Like, it almost, like, it felt like I just left a cult. Like, it's the way that she was treating me, where I was in a call, and she was like, you did like a thing that pledged your allegiance to the flag? And I was like, yeah! And she's like, oh, okay. Can you tell me it? And I did it, and she got quiet, and she's like, that was a little weird, don't you think? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, we don't do that in Australia. And I'm like,
dump that commie girlfriend, dude. You gotta get her out of your life because pretty soon
she's a commie for sure.
Yeah, pretty soon she's gonna be like, what if some people don't deserve to lose their homes because their children got sick?
Oh hell no!
What if you shouldn't be like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for the rest of your life?
My blood's boiling right now. You better watch out what you're saying, Ellie.
Well, because that's why I'm saying you gotta dump her. She's got dangerous communist ideas.
Well, she dumped me, so it all worked out.
Like, don't they sing Waltzing Matilda in schools? Listen, I don't even care if they do, because Waltzing Matilda is a banger about a guy who stole a goat, and that rocks. We could sing that.
Matilda?
Oh, it's not the Australian national anthem, but it's like the Australian song. It's like
I sing Rocky Top.
I don't think they do that in Australia.
That's what your mod said.
But it
I believe
rocks. It rocks, dude. Wait, let me go. Let me have this. Let me take this one.
Oh, here she goes.
Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolibard tree, and he sang as he sat and waited while his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Man, me. I don't actually know how it goes after that. I'm surprised I knew that much of it, honestly. I didn't look up lyrics or anything, man. I just knew Waltzing Matilda.
Slim Dusty?
Yeah, that rocks, man.
Slim Dusty?
It's just a guy who stole a wolf. Wow, a wolf. Oh man, I was reading chat and I was talking. Stole a goat. You can't steal a wolf.
A fucking wolf? God,
plus, they don't even have those in Australia. They have dingoes. They have dingoes.
Oh my God, dude, Slim Dusty's badass. Dude stole a wolf and made it his own. That's cool. That's a cool folk. That's a cool folk hero right there.
Oh, you stole me a dingo.
I've seen those videos of people in Australia that have the kangaroos in their front yard, and they dress up as a kangaroo and they open their pouch, and the little babies just jump in, and they're like, "All right, well, I guess we'll take him somewhere else where his mother is or whatever now." And I love that. I could never live in Australia.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you that right now. Well, I don't like the fucking big ass insects. I don't like that.
I like the big spiders. I
don't.
The biodiversity. I like the strange reptiles. I like a lot of things about Australia. I like that everyone sounds funny.
You said it, not me.
Hey, you dated one.
Sound great.
You kissed one on the mouth, I assume. I don't know what people do in relationships.
I did.
He kissed one on the mouth.
What she said sometimes.
Dude, that's crazy. Can you imagine if she was like, "Oi"? Wait, I don't know how Australians talk.
That's exactly what she did. She said, "Oi," and then I was like, "It's kissing time."
That's how I imagine it, man.
Yeah, that's how it works for sure.
Yeah, you kissed your funny voiced traitor commie. That's so cute, man.
You know, it happens to the best of us.
And she indoctrinated you against the flag.
No, that's not true now.
And the Republican Richard Stans.
That's not true. That's not true. I told her there's a limit in this relationship, and that's one of them. I'll never crumble.
Dude, I felt so betrayed when I found out that like every other country that like, you know, has like standardized tests has healthcare. I don't know. Like I knew that it was a thing that people were trying to get here, and I was like, well, that sounds cool, but I guess it's probably impossible, and that's, you know, why people are resistant to it. And then I found out that every other country had it already. Dude, that ruined me. There are a lot of things that you find out. I was doing Model UN as a kid. And like I didn't study for Model UN. I just kind of did it because it was like another extracurricular, and it like fit into my schedule. And I never wanted to be at lunch because I had nothing to do. So anyway, I joined Model UN, and I was just kind of like phoning it in a little bit. And I don't even remember what country it was, but like the debate was mostly between the U.S. and I want to say it was Iran. And we were just like sitting pretty in the background because we were Zimbabwe. Model UN is like a weird school thing where you go to like competitions and you like debate and you pretend that you're part of the UN as a different country. It's weird. But anyway,
shout out Zimbabwe.
We were Zimbabwe, so we were just abstaining on everything. And you know, whatever. But like the Iran girl was like, well, how come like you have the largest percentage of your population incarcerated of any country? And I was just looking at her like, we what?
And then Zimbabwe stood up and said, you know what? Zimbabwe, we got your back.
I had to go home and Google a lot of things.
All I remember, I never did anything in my school, like any clubs.
Why?
Because, you know, I don't know. I just didn't want to. When the school bell rang, I wanted to go home. I did not give a fuck. I was like, I'm done. I did my part. I'm going home.
I can't believe it's been almost a year.
I do remember we had this there was this nerdy girl that was the only person, like there was like she wasn't the only person, but she was like the leader of the student council club. And I remember that was so disrespectful what just happened to me. Sorry.
What?
My roommate opened the door and he handed me a burger and I waved him no, and then he set it on my desk and quickly closed the door and ran off. So now I have a second burger in front of me and I don't fucking want this. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't want this. There you go. Take it away. There you go. Sorry, my dad's also visiting. He heard me complain, so he opened the door and said, I'll give it to the dog.
What?
There you go.
That's such a waste.
Well, the dog likes it.
It can't be good for the dog.
Well, you try to tell my dad that. You try to tell a good old Southern boy something, and you tell me what happens, Ellie.
Your dad could kill me. I'm not telling anything to your dad. Your dad would shoot me.
No, he wouldn't. He loves you. Are you kidding me? My dad would kill anyone that talked bad to you. Like, I don't think you understand.
That's
like
more dangerous.
Well, I mean, that's just a Southern boy.
That's you sometimes.
What
Little Rat, thank you so much for the sub. Bo, please don't let your dad shoot you. Bo, shoot that girl in the butt.
But he probably, if he had to choose between me and you, I think that he would hear your side and be like, no, you're right. Like, did I tell you, by the way, I talked to my dad after you were like, oh, you're not kind to me, right? Or polite. What was it? It was polite.
I said you weren't polite. I said you were kind. I would never say you weren't
That's
kind.
what it was. My bad. I'm sorry. I got mixed up. Anyways, I went to go talk to my dad after that. I was like, am I polite? And he went, nope. And I was like, what? And I was like, I was under the impression I was.
Bro,
right? I was under the impression that I was. And so I was like, well, my dad surely got my back.
Who gave you this impression?
I opened the door for people. I'm pretty polite when I first meet them. Like, I don't know. I felt like I was a pretty polite individual. So, like, I asked my dad, and I was like, Dad, am I polite? And he laughed, and he told me no. But he said that I put that in you. He said, you get that from me. And I was like, what? And he was like, that's just the way it is. He's like, you're say my last name. He's like, that's just how we are. That's the entire family, right? And I was like, what the hell? So I was like, how the fuck? Because I was genuinely under the impression that I was polite. That I was a polite individual. And hearing that, like, I wasn't, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So I was like, oh, well, my dad surely's got my back. No, he told me the truth.
Yeah,
he was like, no, you're not polite, buddy. So
you're very nice. And you're very good. But no, you're not polite.
Very good.
Yeah, you're like a good guy. If someone was like, hey, I don't know about this Bo guy. What's he like? I'd be like, oh, he's a real good guy. I don't know, dude. That seems normal. Why are you acting like that's weird?
No, I was just I was concerned about, that's the only thing you'd have to say. If someone's like, I don't like this Bo guy, you'd be like, yeah, he's good. Is that all you would say?
Well, if they asked, like, what do you think of Bo? I'd be like, yeah, he's a good guy.
That's it? You wouldn't go into detail?
What kind of details do you want me to go into?
I don't know. I was just curious.
If they asked for clarification, if they were like, what do you mean he's a good guy? Prove it to me. I'd be like, I'd list some cool stuff you've done, some nice stuff you do for people.
T-Bone, this is not polite.
A very good point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'd do probably. I'd like, if they asked, like, well, why do you think he's good? Like, what did he do that's good? I'd like list some nice things you've done for people. Yeah.
Okay. Is the politeness is the lack of politeness my forwardness? Is that what's not polite? Is it a fact that I'm like, what do you mean by that?
It's that you like to antagonize people on purpose.
But only my friends. Only like if I know someone very well. Like, you know what I mean?
That's not true. Bo, listen.
What?
You're my best friend. That is not true. You are antagonizing so many people I've introduced you to, like the first time you met them.
What are you talking about?
Okay, your first collab with Minnie and Cerber?
No, we were having fun. That wasn't antagonization. That was teasing. We were having fun.
It wasn't polite. It was funny. It was fun. It was not polite.
The cattle prod incident? Okay, but that was funny.
That was very funny. That was very good.
The cattle prod thing was very funny. That was a good one. That was a good one. You gotta admit, that was great.
That was great. I would never deny it, but
no, I was talking more to chat. I was trying to get. Oh yeah, I was being like, yeah. Mandy legit didn't know if you were bullying her after. Yeah, I did have to explain myself.
Oh no, wait, was she actually worried about that?
Yeah, she's like, "Do you hate me?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh." But like, here's the thing. No, here's the funny part is that I thought she hated me and she thought I hated her when we first met.
Oh, dude,
we were both under the impression that we hated each other until the very end.
Wait, why?
Yeah, and then we were both like, "Do you hate me?" We both were like, "No." And we were like, "Oh."
Why did you think she hated you?
She was just distant during the collab. Like, even like when I was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna be mean anymore. Like, I'm not gonna like tease or whatever," right? She just felt distant, like even from the beginning. Like I think it might have been nerves. So I was like, oh, I don't think she fucks with me. Like I felt like I was intruding between a Cerber and Mini collab, and that was the part where I was like,
they could have just planned one if they wanted that, right? Like,
well, I just didn't know if it was because I asked and they were just being kind, you know, like they were like, oh yeah, sure, I guess you can hang out with us. Ellie, this is my first time meeting them, so I had no understanding of what their personality was.
Mini and Cerber, they're like the sweetest people on earth, and all they want to do is make people smile. But they're also extremely tough. They set solid boundaries. They know what they're comfortable with, and they know what they're not. They're like
Ellie,
more self-sufficient than I am. Like, they would not agree to do a collab if they didn't want to collab with you.
Again, this is my first time meeting them. I know this now for sure. I know
this
now for sure.
Such a good. Oh my god! Wait, look at Control Alt Defeat's message.
What did it say? Where is it?
Look at it! It's so good.
Oh, the Monka, and everyone else is so cute. Yeah. Listen, I had no idea. I knew nothing about them. The only interaction I had with Cerber was occasionally lurking in their stream, same with Mini, and then like seeing them and then being like, okay. And then it went to the collab, so I had nothing there. So I was like, okay, let's just go for it. So now I know this stuff. Like I understand all that now. Like they have a back. Yeah, obviously I know that now. But when I first met them,
in a survival scenario, they would be so much more alive than I would.
I think I just start. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
What?
I'm gonna keep my plan for if the world goes to shit. What I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I gotta keep that hidden. No, I can't tell you. I gotta keep that hidden.
Why?
Because it's gonna work.
Am I not a Boy Scout? Yeah, I'm a very good Boy Scout. You know, I can tie knots. I can dig a latrine. I can you know, I can camp real well. But that's not actually gonna help. You know.
Camping would be nice though. If you can camp real well, I feel like that'd help out in a survival situation.
I would crumble like tissue paper, dude.
Why?
I could do some orienteering. I got a couple badges about that. Can I start a fire with just sticks? Not with just sticks. No, I could start a fire with. Wow, Bo, you're so cool.
Yeah, I could do it, chat. Don't worry. Hey, if you guys have a survival situation, hit me up.
Yeah, exactly.
It might take me 6 or 7 hours, but I'll do it.
Most of it, you don't actually like learn that much. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I can camp just fine, but I'm not gonna survive. No.
In Scouts? They don't teach you much? Hello?
What? I mean, they teach you a lot, but it's like...
What the fuck? Why was there such a pause?
What?
Did you have to think about it?
Well, yeah, because I was trying to figure out how to phrase it properly. It's not that they don't teach you, because that makes them sound bad. It's just that, like, the things that you need to do to, like, hang out with your friends and go on little trips and,
have a good time.
Right, it's not the same stuff that you'd need to do in, like, a survival situation. You know what I mean?
Wasn't there an experiment where they put 2 boys in different camps out in the woods and told them to survive or whatever, and then they fucking ran into each other and fought?
That doesn't sound like an experiment that would get ethics approval.
I think it was the 1950s before people cared, or 1940s.
Gom, thank you so much. Thank you so much for 5 gifted. Banana Chad Gom. I don't think that I have never heard of that one.
No, it wasn't Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies was based off of that, I think, or something like that. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. Boy Scout Camp Experiment. Robbers Cave experiment.
What is it? What is it, Bo?
The Robber Caves experiment conducted by someone, Muzaffar Sharif, in 1950 studied intergroup conflict and the cooperation of 22 boys in Oklahoma. Initially separated into two groups, they developed group identities. Introducing competitive tasks led to hostility between the groups. Later, cooperative tasks reduced this conflict, highlighting the role of shared goals in resolving group tensions.
Dude, that's just like a sweet little story. That's like a normal,
they hated
reasonable
each other, though.
study.
They fought.
Well, it sounds like it caused some group tension. I don't think they, like, fought each other in some serious way. I think they probably fought each other like, I don't know, kids fight each other sometimes. And it seems like then cooperative tasks afterwards resolved it and they were fine. Yeah. This doesn't sound like a story.
The Eagles burned the Rattlers' flag. The next day, the Rattlers ransacked the Eagles' cabin, overturned beds, and stole private property. The groups became so aggressive with each other that the researchers had to physically separate them.
Yeah, that sounds fine. I don't know.
That sounds fine. I'm sure that's fine.
No,
you know how it is.
I don't know, man.
Boys will be boys.
I don't actually think that's that big a deal.
What, people beating the shit out of each other and stealing private property and burning flags?
They never beat each other up. That was literally not in there. You just made that up.
They had to physically separate them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a preemptive thing. That sounds like more of like a preventative measure than anything else.
Okay, we can go down that route. That feels good.
No, I wouldn't expect automatically that meant that they were... I feel like if they were beating each other up, they would have said that since they listed all the other things that they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I feel like if they actually beat each other up, it would have said that.
I like to believe they were beating the fuck out of each other because I think that's crazy.
I think that's a weird thing to decide to imagine.
I think that's a better story.
You don't get separated before fighting? You absolutely do. Have you ever seen guys being like, hold me back, bro, hold me back? They have not fought. They don't want to fight. They don't intend to fight. They're asking to be held back because they don't want to fight. I have seen this more than I've seen people fight. Powder, thank you so much for 30 months.
Anytime someone tells me to hold them back, you never do it.
What?
You go, personally, if it was me, I wouldn't let them get away with that. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, man, I'm saying I believe that they were separated before fighting because I think otherwise it would have said they fought. And plenty of people are separated preemptively. That's like a common thing. You're
Robbers Cave is also a really fucking cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name.
That's like fantasy shit. I like that. I don't know how I remember this. What did I remember this? See, like I could have like remembered math in my multiplication tables, but instead, wait, it says during the 4-day series of competition, the group's prejudice began to become apparent between the two groups, both physical and verbal. Is that, I guess that still doesn't mean that they like threw hands, right?
Yeah, I would not expect that would mean that they did that.
Yeah, when I just see the word physical, I just figure that means like they're like they've made contact with each other, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it like literally says that they didn't, so I don't know.
You were so adamant about that. But it literally said they didn't, so you were wrong. Raise the timer. I unplugged my earphones. I couldn't hear anything that you said for like the last 5 seconds by accident. Physical does suggest contact. See, I think physical suggests contact.
I don't know. I would say that physical involves like physical stuff, including like the, like the property that was taken. And I don't know, like burning a flag just doesn't seem like that huge a deal. I don't know, man. Maybe that's wrong of me, but it just doesn't seem like that huge a thing.
But if it was our only flag and it was like my group, I'd be like, you motherfuckers.
Hi,
like,
Swarm!
For sure.
Hello, homeless Swarm! Hello!
Hello, Swarm! Hi!
Oh my gosh!
Hi, everyone!
I wonder why they're all here all of a sudden.
Because they're homeless.
Oh.
Yeah, Vettel hasn't been streaming, so they don't know where to go. So they've been wandering the dusty roads between,
that's fair. Dude, I have so much that I need to do on the dog. I need to get back to the dog. I ordered a new PCB because I relayed out the PCB and I have to order. I ordered the new one. I have to like wait until I receive it and then put it in and then hook everything.
Well, then don't worry about it until you get that part. Then like don't worry about it. Yeah, just sit back and relax. You're fine. You're okay. You're doing perfect.
I burnt myself out bad over Christmas. I like barely got to see my family, and I was just working the whole time. And now every time I look at the dog, I'm just like, please no.
Yeah, you
Ivy,
like
thank you so much for the
just rest
sub.
up for a little bit. Take your time with it. Everyone understands. Okay,
So
take your
yeah,
time with it. And
I
if
have
they
to wait
don't, you
until the
fucking let
part.
me know.
I have to wait until the part
Okay.
gets here anyway, and then. But I feel bad because I've just been leaving Vettel unread. He was like, "Can you send me the API spec?" And I was just like, "Totally." And then I haven't.
Hey, you did what he does to me.
What?
Got him.
Hey,
No, I'm kidding.
I
I'm
didn't
kidding.
order from Osh Park this time, and I want everyone to
That
be
was a
very
joke,
proud
chat.
of me. I didn't order from Osh Park because
What the hell is Mosh Park?
Osh Park, it's a PCB printing service that's like objectively worse. It's like more expensive and less good. Frequently misprinted. Just like I no, you guys are so sweet. Frequently misprinted. More expensive. It takes forever to ship. What's the opposite of a sponsorship? And can I have one?
But they do purple. What does that mean?
But the board is purple.
The board is what board? Like the
Rainbow,
I don't know what any of this
so
means. You have to explain this to me in layman terms.
The PCB is purple.
Oh, what does that matter?
It literally doesn't, dude. But I always order from Osh Park. But I didn't this time because I don't have time to wait for Osh Park, so it won't be purple. But not PCB way. I ordered from PCB way this time. I'm ordering from PCB way because I'm learning from my mistakes.
PVC pipe? Is that what we're saying?
What?
What are you talking about? Are you saying PCP or PV? What are you saying?
Did you just ask if I was saying PCP?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying PCB. Printed circuit board. Printed
oh,
circuit
see, I thought
board.
you were talking about pipes. I was like, what the fuck do you care if a pipe is purple or not?
Dude.
What? I don't know this shit. I'm a dummy.
Incredible.
I don't know this.
Thank you so much, Bo. Thank you for your contributions.
Come on, man.
I
was wondering why purple pipes were so important. I was like, I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Bo,
just
you
paint
saw
it purple.
the robot. Were there any pipes in there?
Hi, Minnie. Hi,
Oh my
Minnie.
gosh. Hey, Minnie. Oh my gosh. The best.
We were just talking about Minnie a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we were talking about Minnie. Yeah, we were talking about like friendship with VTubers and how it's sometimes hard to tell where you stand. And we were saying that you're a real one. That's what we were saying.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. We were like, yeah, Minnie is like one of the best friends you could have. And the Bo is a minute. Okay, listen, chat. I want to formally apologize. Okay, I overstepped. I didn't know. Not the best first impression during the Pilgrim collab. Okay.
Oh my God, calm down, dude.
I'll admit it, chat. You got me. You got me on the stand. The lights are on. You got me. Hands up. Chat, can I get a call?
Remember that way more than they do. People.
No, I was just saying that to my chat because bozos bring it up every now and then.
They bring it up because you have a funny response.
Yeah, that's content. That's content, Ellie.
They don't bring it up because it's like on their minds. They bring it up because if they bring it up, you're gonna go like all over the place.
I don't do that. I don't do that. First off, I go, oh yeah, that was a little crazy, huh? And then we laugh, and then we're like, anyways, and then I end up talking about like I play like a clown horn sound effect.
Yeah, well, okay, can you explain to me? I saw a clip from, I believe, earlier today where you were like, I'm going to do an Ellie impression, and then you did a clown horn sound.
So the bozos ratted me out that quick, huh? They didn't even fucking hesitate. This was in the same day, bozos. The same day.
I was at work and I received that clip and
Who sent it to you? Did someone DM it to you?
I am not telling.
Wolf? I bet Wolf did it.
It wasn't Wolf.
I'm calling it right now. It was definitely Wolf.
It wasn't. I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you who it was, but it wasn't Wolf.
Why?
Anyway, can you please...
Why?
Please explain...
Bozos, find this person! Fool alert! Bozos.
What did you mean by that?
Find him!
What did you mean by that?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what they would do if I did that. I just wanted to see I just wanted to see Stitch. Look at them go. Where are they?
But actually though.
I actually don't care. It was funny.
No,
I knew they were gonna do it. They literally told me when it happened. Huh?
I'm saying, why'd you do that?
The clown horn?
Yes.
Oh, that was funny. It made me laugh. Did it not make you like chuckle?
Well, no, I was quiet because I was at work.
But did you like smirk?
Honestly, no, because I'm really careful when I check my phone at work.
Okay.
I keep such a straight poker face. I check my phone and I make it look like I'm just like getting like an off key for something. I literally just like look at my phone and I look like I'm remembering 6 numbers and then I put my phone down and then I type like I'm typing 6 numbers.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I used to do at almost every job I worked. That's what I used to do for health insurance.
What?
Yeah. I used to just pretend I was taking calls. Those were the
How
good
do
old
you
days.
pretend you're taking a call? Isn't that more boring than just taking a call?
No, because then I don't have to talk to people, and I didn't want to do that. They just
but
yell at
you
you.
love talking to people. That's like your favorite
thing. Yeah, but they
thing.
just yell at me, and that was different.
What were they yelling at you about?
I was the person that you call on the back of the health insurance card. And when things did not work out, they would call me and be like, "What the fuck is this so much?" Like, yeah. And it would just immediately, and I'd be like, "Listen, sir," and I'd have to like read a script off. So I did that for like a month.
What was on the script?
I don't remember because I did that back in like 2018. It was something like, "Thank you for calling." I don't even know if the company's still around. I think it got shut down because of money laundering or something like that. I can't actually say it because it gives my exact location. It's like a regional, like health insurance. Well, they definitely got shut down for like money laundering. I remember that because I got a letter in the mail that was like, "Hey, if you want to be here for this lawsuit or something like that."
Lawsuit.
Yeah, there's yeah. I'm from the South. I don't know if you know this or not, but I got a lawsuit coming up.
Lawsuit
And a pocketbook. A pocketbook.
A pocketbook and a lawsuit.
A pocketbook and a lawsuit. That's what coming your way. You better watch out now. You hear? I know some people down here that don't say creek. They say crick.
Yeah.
Instead of creek. Yeah. They go, "Oh yeah, down there by that old creek down there." And I go, "Oh, okay." Like
yeah, and they'll say like pin instead of pen.
Pin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you write with a pen, but they'll say pin.
Yeah, pen. Yeah, pen. Hey, can you pass me that pen?
Yeah, you do it too.
Yeah. It's real funny because I watched this video that was like, it was like people talking in the local dialect and I could understand everything, but then I showed the girl from Australia and she was like genuinely overwhelmed. She was like, "I don't know what they're fucking saying to me." She's like, "I would panic. I'd have a panic attack if someone approached me and talked to me like this." She's like, "I don't know what the fuck I would do." And I'm like, "Why? Why don't you understand?" And they're like, I can't pick up what they mean. And I'm like, "You're literally Australian. Like, what are you talking about?" Like, when I listen to an Australian person, I don't know what they're saying.
Dude,
I told you about the time when I tried to order roses, right?
Australian podcasts. Yes, but tell it again because it's good.
Oh, okay. So, my girlfriend at the time, which was Australian, could not make it for Valentine's Day over here, and so I decided to surprise her by ordering roses from like a local flower shop, and I was gonna have them delivered to her house along with like a personalized letter and stuff. So like I could be like, when we were on Discord and we are hanging out, she could get the letter and she comes back, she's like, "Oh my god, the roses!" And I'm like, "Happy Valentine's Day, I love you!" Like, you know what I mean? So that was my that was the plan, and so I had to call them up, and they're like, "Yeah, hello." Like, okay, first I did it on the website because I was like, if they call, I'm not going to be able to understand them at all. So like, I was like, I'll do it on the website. And then I guess they saw that it came from America, and so they're like, "What the fuck is this? What is this order?" So they call the number, and I pick it up. I cannot. Okay, I normally don't mind picking up phone calls when a phone rings. I don't care. But when I saw the word Australia underneath of the phone number, I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Oh god." And I pick up and like, "Yeah, hello." And I'm like, "Hi." And like, "Yeah, did you order the roses?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And I'm like, "All right, so where do you want them delivered? You want them delivered up here, that one address?" Like that. And I'm like, "What? Could you say that again? What'd you say?" And they go, and like, I ask, I think I broke the limit. I feel like you can only get away with that 2 times before they start getting annoyed. Because the 3rd time I asked, "Can you repeat that?" I heard the person behind the phone go, like sigh. like that. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And they were like, do you want the roses delivered to the address? And I'm like, yes, the one that I wrote down. And they're like, all right, we'll get on that. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then like, oh, dude, I was like, why are they talking so fast? I don't understand. They're going so quickly. And like, it was like jump scaring me. Like they say this big line and then it would pause. And I'm like, there's no way everything in that sentence involved the roses. There's no way you had that much to talk about. You included something else in there, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I don't know what you like. Why are you having idle conversation with me? Deliver the roses.
The things we do
just
for
deliver
love,
them.
truly.
Yeah, it was worth it though, because I also remember every time someone come to her door, she'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go get that," and I'd be like, "Ah, that has to be the roses." And she'd come back and go, "Sorry, that was the mailman." And I'd be like, "Oh, no, yeah, that's great, awesome."
Bro,
then,
how
like,
many people are going to your girlfriend's door?
Well, it was the mailman was the first one, and I was like, she had a package, so I was like, yeah, that's gonna be the roses, and then it would turn out to just be a package that she ordered from Amazon. So I was like, fuck. And then she got it with the second time they delivered the roses with the letter, and she came back crying, and she was like, "You got me roses," and I was like, "Happy Valentine's Day!"
Wait, that's so cute. Oh my god.
Yeah, she put them in like a vase, like, and like tried to keep them alive as long as she could. For me, she was like, "Oh my god, this is the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me," and I was like, "You're welcome." Plus 5 boyfriend points. Let's go. Let's go.
Dude, so last Valentine's Day, my friend had just gotten dumped, and she was out of like a pretty long relationship, and she had just gotten dumped like a couple of days before. So I decided to surprise her at her apartment with like ice cream and a bouquet of roses, just to be like, "Hey, I'm here. You're not gonna be alone. I got ice cream for you, right?" And I was like in the elevator on the way up to her apartment, and I had like the bag full of ice cream and the bouquet of roses, and this old woman was just like, "Someone must think you're very pretty."
Oh, that's sweet though.
I was like, sweet. Yeah, it's me.
It's me. I think I'm pretty. Thank you.
I think I'm pretty. Thank you.
I think I'm pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, old people are just like, I love that they just talk. Like, you know what I mean?
They just say things. Yeah, they don't need to like check
they don't care.
They just say things.
They don't even give you like the small wave, you know, like the southern greeting, you know, where they walk up to you and they do like the little nod of their head and like a little wave.
Oh, I always call that like the hiker nod, you know? You know when you're on a trail and like, you see someone else coming up the trail and you give them like the little like hiker nod? You know what I mean?
Yeah, my roommate calls it the white person greeting, is what he calls it. Yeah, he's like I've only met white people that do the little like smile to you and like the little nod.
Is your roommate white?
No.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he's like that's such a white person thing to do, and I'm like, and at first I was like, nah, and then I realized where I was like, I did it, and I was like, oh my god, he's right. I was like, oh no, I do it too. Oh,
I was white all along.
And I looked down at myself and started screaming. What do I do? Help! Like, I told you I went to a restaurant recently, and there was an old lady, and I was waiting for my food. And like, she just turns over into me, and she goes, it's becoming, this was like a while back. She was like, it's becoming Christmas, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, my first Christmas alone. And I go, what happened? And then she goes, my husband just passed away like a week ago. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And so like, I start talking to her. Yeah. And then she just like completely gives me her life story. And like my food gets delivered, but I just like grab the bag and I just sit there and talk to her.
Oh,
and I'm like,
precious.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what about your grandkids? She's like, yeah, my grandkids are still young, so I'll be able to see them. I'm like, well, there you go. I was like,
yeah, you're not alone.
For something. You won't be, you won't entirely be alone during Christmas. Like, you know, that's something to look forward to. And she's like, yeah, I guess you're right. She's like, but I just really miss him. And I'm like, you know, I'm sure that he misses you too. And you know, I'm things will, you know, it's always hard at the beginning, but things will get better. You got to keep going, not only for yourself, but for him as well, because that's what he would want from you, is that you keep going and you keep having fun and you keep living your life to the fullest. And she's like, oh, thank you. She's like, and then I'm like, you're okay. And I'm like, do you want a hug? And she's like, yeah. And I give her like a hug. All this happening in a McDonald's, by the way. And I'm like, there you go. And I'm like, hey, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I was waiting for my food. Like it was like I was waiting for my food, and she just started talking to me, and then I had all this, and I was like,
where I thought this was taking place, but it wasn't a McDonald's. In my brain,
it was a McDonald's.
This was not happening in a McDonald's.
No, this is a McDonald's. She pulls like again, like I said, I was waiting for my food, and then she goes, Christmas is coming up, and I'm like, oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, Merry
like,
Christmas.
First one
Yeah,
alone, right? Like, yeah. And then I'm like, what do you mean alone? Like that, and then like, yeah, and then it just spiraled into this. So I was like, I sat down and talked to her for a little bit, and then I gave her like a hug.
Thank you so much for the friends up.
And I was like,
Dude,
hey, I hope your Christmas is good.
I was talking
like,
about this
you.
with my dad this morning. It like left a permanent scar on me. But a few
Whoa.
okay, so one of the times coming back from where I went to college to where my parents were, I was on a Greyhound bus, and the old lady next to me, she was watching this Jehovah's Witness video like really loud over and over again.
Over and over again?
Over and over again.
How long was the video?
It was
it
the
like
David
a minute
and Goliath
or two?
one. It was like made by Jehovah's Witness, like as the church itself. It was like only a few minutes long, and she just kept watching it over and over. And then like at some point I looked over and she was just sobbing while watching it. And I was like, ma'am, are you all right? And then she told me about how her son David had just died.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude. Oh, it just kept going. We were sitting there and I was just like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. And she was like, there's nothing good about getting old. Don't let anybody tell you there's anything good about getting old. You just watch the people around you die until your body hurts too much to keep going.
I'd really have to like think about what I was gonna say in response to that. I would have to be like, yeah.
Imagine just like 6 hours of Greyhound bus after that. That happens, and then
did she say that, and then he just went quiet?
Hours. Well, no, because we like continued to. She told me some stuff about like her son.
Okay.
She'd been up there filming videos of her son so that his 3-year-old daughter would have something to like remember about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes what helps with that is just ask them, what was your son like? You know what I mean?
I mean, like, I did, obviously.
Yeah. Like just being like, can you tell me a little bit more about him? Because like, I feel like sometimes talking about it helps.
It was a 10-hour bus ride. I want to say it started at like the 3 or 4 hour mark. It was 6 or 7 hours of just like sitting next to this woman.
You might have helped her a lot, though, to be honest. Like you probably helped her out. I don't get the sense
that I did. I've helped a lot of people, right? I love talking to strangers. I love talking people through stuff. I don't think I did nothing for this woman.
Well, this might have just been a recent thing, you know. Sometimes when people are just in the first stages, you know, of it.
This woman was really fed up with life. I don't think anyone was gonna help her with anything at that point.
I hope things got better for her.
Yeah, dude, we can hope, can't we? But she told me they wouldn't, and she would know better than I would.
Well, I meant like when I said the stages, what I more so meant is like maybe this was like just a recent thing, and so she's just bitter at the world right now because it just happened. Like,
you know, who knows, man?
You know, yeah. Like I could understand. Like I feel like when things like that happen, people are very bitter toward the world and life in general, and they're like, "Fuck everything. Nothing's good, man. Yeah, this and that."
I mean, I can't know. We did not stay in touch. But good Lord.
Hey, shout out to that lady. If you're in the chat right now, I hope you're doing well.
I'm gonna imagine that a woman who could not figure out how to pull up a Jehovah's Witness video properly on her phone is probably not on twitch.tv. But if you're here, ma'am,
hey, you don't know.
It's lovely to speak with you again. And I hope that your granddaughter is enjoying those videos.
I'm sure they are. Oh,
you too? Shitty Games, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub.
You're never too old to learn. True, chat. So true.
Yeah.
That's my grandparents don't have any computer or like phone. Like they still have their like home phone because they can't be bothered.
Computer?
Don't even have computer. Don't even have phone. No internet. What do? Question mark. What do all day? No internet. What do? Go outside? Nuh-uh. We don't pick up ball throw. Nuh-uh. We don't want to do that. We stay inside. We click keyboard. Make brain feel good. But sometimes brain feel bad.
My dad is more tech savvy than I am, dude. That's not surprising.
Your dad's like, everything I've heard about your dad feels like a very, 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 very intelligent individual. So
A
that doesn't
very
surprise me.
intelligent individual. Yeah, I mean, don't say that to his face. It'll go to his head. But yeah, no, I mean, he's.
Hey, sometimes you need a boost like that. You know? Sometimes this is like bros looking out for bros. Sometimes you need to boost the ego of like another bro. You need to be like,
is my dad your bro? Are you guys hanging out?
I honestly, I feel like me and your dad, I feel like we could be bros.
Enjoy talking about fungus, bridges, or his favorite book, because he won't talk about. Yeah, he would talk about D&D. He would talk about D&D.
There you go.
Yeah, honestly, you guys probably could hang out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's my conversation starter, is being like, D&D? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yo!
There we go. What's his favorite book? Moby Dick. He loves Moby Dick a lot. He only wears shirts that have like Moby Dick themes. Now you might be like, how many shirts is that? It's not enough. It's like, I want to say 20 shirts. He owns all of them. He owns every single, he actually owns 2 of one of them. And that's all he'll wear. Because, you know, it used to be that you could just be like that. Thank you. It used to be that you could just be like that and they wouldn't even diagnose you with autism.
They're actually talking to me.
What?
That comment that you said thank you to, they're actually talking to me.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Bad. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, no, autism is genetic, but it's wild. So like my parents, I just want to give you like a picture of them, right? New chat contest design Moby Dick shirts. He would love that. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Wait, that would be so cute. He would love that. So yeah. So the deal is, that's my dad is a man who only will wear Moby Dick shirts because that's his favorite book. And that, you know, he was so surprised when all 3 of his daughters were diagnosed as kids with autism. He was like, that's so crazy because you know, because your mother and I, whatever. And yeah, I mean, that's remarkable, isn't it? Like you could just be that guy. You could just be a guy who's like, this is my collection of animal skulls and fungi. And you're an AI professor and stuff, and you know, they're just like, that's a normal guy in that generation, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. I never really got into collecting things.
Diagnosed as a kid? Did I say diagnosed as... Oh, diagnosed as a kid. Like, diagnosed with autism in childhood is what I mean, right? Diagnosed while you're still a kid. Diagnosed as a kid.
Oh, that's what, right? I guess what I got from that.
Yeah, no, I think people thought I meant diagnosed as a child.
Oh, no. I understood what you meant.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was pretty straightforward.
I don't really think I collected anything. I remember when I was younger, we'd go to the zoo, and they'd have those, like, did you ever have the coin press things?
Yeah.
At the zoo? Yeah, I used to love those when I was younger. That was my collecting thing, is going to each one of the zoo exhibits, and I would, like, according to my dad, I would be more interested in the coins than I would be the animals. Like, he'd be like, look, Bo, there's a gorilla. And I'm like, coin press! Coin press! And I'm just like rattling the machine. I'm like,
that's
coin!
Kid stuff,
and
though. That's like
right.
Regular kid stuff, though. Like, I feel like it's normal for kids to be like excited about a coin press machine.
Yeah, because I would watch it and then it smelled. You remember how it smelled?
Oh, yeah. Dude,
yeah, that was a weird smell.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'd like bring it up to my nose and go, my dad's like, stop doing that. I think there might actually be some like family footage of me doing that and my dad being like, Bo, stop. I look with my mom used to like film a lot. I swear to God, I think there is one where we're at the zoo and my mom's filming and you just see me in the background sniffing the coin and my dad goes, Bo, knock it off. Like that.
Dude, I just think that copper rocks. I love copper. I love working with it. I love the smell of it. I think copper rocks.
It was. I need to show you some like home video that like, because my papa used to record all the time. Every like Christmas we'd meet up and then like he would just record and he'd bring it out. And there's so much footage of like little me running around the house. And then him being like, stop running around all over the place. And I'm like, okay. And then I stop for like a minute. And then you see me again in the background sprinting like as fast as I can. And he's like, Bo! Or you hear like my dad be like, Bo, come here. I'm just like causing trouble.
Dude, that's crazy. And so our first Christmas in the new house. We have like a whole video of it. We have like a whole home film of
That's
it.
so sweet.
You never see me once, but you only hear me referenced with my mom just being like, Ellie, put that down off screen. Like the only there's one point. So you see that I'm being handed off screen. You see a present being handed to off screen where it's me, and it's like an old woman who lived in a shoe toy, and it's got like stretchy elastic laces, and you can pull down the tongue of the shoe. It was not made for this, but you could just like pull down the tongue of the shoe, and it would spring back, and it came with all of the little like figures to be the little like kids who lived in the shoe with the old woman who lived in the shoe. I don't know if there's a nursery rhyme in other places. I don't know why this is a nursery rhyme here. But anyway, my sisters are doing their little recital. They're doing like piano and violin, and from off screen, you just see the little like children figures just like flying at my sisters. And then you see my mom like stomp off screen and just be like, Ellie!
There's one. I had this little toy rubber snake, and I picked it up, and like it's so devious. My papa's outside. I go, "What are you doing, Bo?" And I'm just sitting there with this toy snake, and then you watch the gears turn in my head as I look down at the snake, and I look up at him, and then I throw it at him. Like, I don't know why. I just do. Like, you could see the gears turning in my little head of being like, I'm about to fucking chuck this thing at him, and I don't know why. Like, I'm sure there was a reason in my head where I was like, this is gonna be funny. It's like a snake's coming at him or something like that. But I did it, and like all you hear is the camera go down. You hear him go, "Bo!" like that, and you hear me go, "I'm sorry." And so like, there's also one where I'm like catching frogs outside. Like there was like a little gutter.
A good thing to do. Yes.
Yeah, there was like a little gutter, and frogs used to go get in it after like rain, and it was me, and like I wanted to catch him, but I was also too scared to touch them. So like,
what? Why?
It was just footage. Because I don't know. I was a little baby when I was a kid. I didn't want to touch slimy things. I didn't like it. Yeah, I wasn't, being the kid picking up the totem, being like, look at this cool toad I found. It's called an amalgamatus or whatever the fuck, Like, that wasn't me. I was like, but I was trying to get one, and I didn't want to catch it, but my older brother did. And like, so he was like, yo, look at this, and like showing the camera it, and he was like, look at that. And my papa was like, wow, that's really cool. He's like, what do you got, Bo? And it's me being like, I don't, I'm like trying to figure out how to like grab it and like be like, and it's just me for like a good solid 2 minutes in the background, just trying to figure out how to catch this frog until it finally hops away. And I just stand up and just stare. Like, I don't do anything. I just stand up and watch it hop away and don't do anything to catch it. And my papa was like, that's all right, Bo, you'll get it next time. Like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just gave up. I was like, well, I tried, and that was the best thing I can ask of myself.
Dude. My sister, so I have one sister who is, I guess, I don't know if I was really a tomboy. I have a sister who was a tomboy. I was sort of a alien. And then I have another sister who was like a perfect Disney princess. And there were several times, actually, where we would like just try and convince our beautiful Disney princess sister to kiss frogs we caught. We would just be like, this one's a prince for sure. You gotta
You
try
should definitely kiss this one.
Yeah, she did once.
Can't you get like warts from that? Is that a thing?
Not really, no.
Or is that like an old? I think that might be an old
wives' tale.
Thing. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, that's what we've always told in the South, that you don't touch frogs or you don't kiss them because you get warts. Also, the honeysuckles. Have you ever drank those?
Oh yeah, honeysuckle's great.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger that we used to have like a big backyard at my grandma's house, my mamaw, and I used to go back there, and I used to just sit there in the field of honeysuckles, and I would just like drink them, and just that was my life. I would just sit there and stare at the sky and drink honeysuckle.
Dude,
and what a vibe.
It's the best. It's the best thing in the world. But also, I really wasn't a tomboy. Like, I was a Boy Scout not because I was like, boy, I want to be one of the guys. I was a Boy Scout because I wanted to be on the robotics team. And then it was like the only little group I'd ever belonged to, and I just really didn't want them to not like me. But yeah, I wasn't especially like, I gotta be one of the guys, I wasn't.
Did you see what Minnie said?
Yeah.
When I drank honeysuckle, I pretended I was homeless, and it was my only way to survive. When I was younger, when I drank apple juice, I used to pretend I was like a dad going through a divorce. And I was like at a bar. That used to be the thing I do. Like I would find a counter and I'd sit there and I would like
Why did
put
you
my
know
hand,
about
my
that?
head. My mom watched a lot of like Young and Restless when I was younger. So like I saw like a lot of like dramatic like people like overacting and stuff like that. So
And so you would just do that?
yeah, I would pretend to be like a divorced dad where like I would get there and I'd be like bartender to my mom and she would like fill it back up with like apple juice again for me. And I would just sit there at a table, like a little Fisher Price table, and I put my head like my head in my hands and be like, and just like swirl like the drink in my hand and then take a sip and then slam it back on the table and be like, oh, like that. And I was like maybe 8. My mom's like, you want a refill? And I'd be like, yeah. And she'd like refill it back up for me. And she'd be like, tough day at work. And I'm like, yeah.
This is crazy, dude. Why were you playing like alcoholics? Like I'm with Minnie on this. I would sometimes like put a bunch of crackers in a backpack and be like, well, it's time for me to go ride the rails. And my mom would be like, okay, whatever. And like I would sort of feel like, yeah, I'm running away. I'm gonna go ride the rails, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Neither of us were cosplaying alcoholics.
I don't know. I did say when I was a kid, I did not understand the idea of an alcoholic. All I knew is that on the screen, the guys would sit at the bar and they would like do that. Like they would just act like this. And yeah, Minnie said, Ellie, speak for yourself. I pretended to get murdered.
Dude, I pretended to get murdered plenty. Did I tell you the Fox thing?
What?
This might be too dark for stream. I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
I think it's okay. So my sister, she would like, I don't know how to describe this. She would want to play games with us, but she wouldn't actually be like playing a game. She would be like telling a story and we would have to act it out. And her stories were dark and imaginative.
Okay. A little concerning.
So like they would take a dark turn. Like she would start telling the story, she would give us a bunch of cool stuff in the story so we would want to keep playing the game, and then she would like take it all away because I think she would get jealous. I don't really totally understand. I've asked her about this since then and she was just like, "Oh, I don't know, whatever, man." So like I'll never have like a solid answer. But like usually it was like normal dark, right? Like often I would die, but that was it. So like in this case, the Fox game was the last game I ever played with her like this. After the Fox game, I was like, I'm never doing it again. I can never do it again. So the Fox game. So I was a baby fox, and there was a company that was selling fox meat, and they had killed my parents, and my parent foxes, and ground them up into fox meat. And they wanted, for like a fox commercial, for like a fox meat commercial, they wanted the baby fox to eat the fox meat to show that like a cute baby fox, see, it's good. For the bit, she was like, you have to eat your parents. And she was like, they'll whip you to death if you don't eat your parents. And I was like, I can't, like outside of the game, like I can't do it. Like that's too sad. I can't eat my parents.
That's pretty unhinged.
And so I was like, I have to stop playing this game. And she was like, okay, that's fine. You can stop playing the game, but you'll leave this fox here. For the rest of time, you know, this fox would have had a happy ending if you would have just done it. But now, for the rest of time, you've left this fox in this horrible position. You've left this fox here, staring at a bowl of its dead parents, threatened with violence. And the fox will be there for the rest of all time because you wouldn't play the game. So somewhere there's still that fox.
Is your sister okay?
Yeah, she's fine, man.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Yeah, are you okay?
So anyway, I was telling my parents about this a couple years ago. Like I was just like kind of bringing it up laughingly, and they were like,
they never said
"Oh,
answered. Never
what?
answered.
She would be. They were like, "Oh, she would never do something like that. How could you say that about your sister? She would never. We would never have allowed that to happen." And I brought her in, and I was like, "Hey, sister bot, do you remember this?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah."
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cut and dry.
Yeah, she was like, he's still there. He's still there, Ellie. He's still there.
Did that cut deep when they said that?
Yep.
Yeah, that did. Are you gonna ever help it?
What?
Yeah, I was eating my food. Are you
Am
ever
I
gonna
ever
help it?
gonna save the fox? No.
Yeah, what the hell?
Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. Like, I'm sorry.
You get an 07 for that fox, please?
It hurts me, but I can't do it, Chad. I can't.
07 for that fox.
Some goal to save the fox? You know that this would involve me eating dog food and pretending I was eating the flesh of my parents, right? That's what you're asking me to do. What?
I said that sounds like proper VTuber content.
I don't want to do that. Please don't make me do that.
No, the only thing I was kind of I don't want to alarm you. This might surprise you, but I was kind of a dumb kid. And my brothers used to always say, "You want to play hot dog?" And I'd be like, "No, last time I did it, you rolled me up into a blanket and you left me in the basement," which they did. And because I was scared of it. And they'd be like, "We won't do it this time." And I'm like, "You promise?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, of course not." I'm like, "Okay." And I'd get in the blanket and they'd roll me up again and put me back in the basement again until my mom came home. Like, it would just be me in the basement. And I fell for it at least like 7 or 6 times because I trust them. Like, they'd be like, "Hey, you're our little bro. We love you. Like, we would never do that to you."
Therapeutic D&D session where we rescue that fox and resurrect its parents. Please. Please, you don't understand. That would save me. That would fix me. Please.
This really haunted you, huh?
Yeah, it did. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Similar to the hot dog game. We had a game called the train game. It wasn't that my sisters would like pack a laundry bin with blankets. And then they would put a bike helmet on me. Yeah, and then they would push it down the stairs. Yeah. And it rocked. It was like my favorite game, dude. Like,
they wouldn't.
Like, I know it's not safe, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, I was scared of the dark when I was a kid, like pretty bad. And so the basement was like, my brother used to also tell me it was haunted by like a ghost as well. So they would like purposely put me down there and then turn off the lights in the basement and just leave me down there for like 2 or 3 hours. And I could not get out of the blanket because they wrapped it so perfectly tight, and they would just leave me there for like 3 or 4 hours. And I'd be like, "The ghost is gonna get me. The ghost is gonna get me. Please don't get me, ghost. Please don't get me." Yeah. But now I know ghosts aren't real.
Azrael, thank you so much for the sub. Dude, when I was a little kid, one time, my sister just like, straight up, she just like leaned over very close to me and turned out the light, and she just went, "In the dark, the monsters come out."
Oh yeah, you told me that as well.
That was so messed up, dude. Why are older siblings so terrible?
I don't know. I feel like that's because they're like, hey, maybe I feel like it has to be like a generational thing. Like, it has to come from the first sibling, and that sibling has to do things to the second, and the second has to do it to the third.
Dude, I wanted a little brother.
And then we just have to deal with it.
So bad. I named my little brother James. I had a baby doll, and I would be like, "Oh, James wants to play." And I would like take such good care of him, and I would put him to bed at night and sing him lullabies, and I would be like, "This is my little brother James." And I swear to God, my sisters were just like, "What new thing can we do to her today?"
How can we hurt her? I remember when I was little, so my best friend had 6 sisters. He was the only boy. And I used to go over to his house and I'd be like, "Whoa, you're the," like, he wasn't the oldest, he was like the middle child, I think. And I would be like, "Yo, you have to take care of like your younger siblings. That's so fucking cool." Because I was the youngest of my group, and I was like, "I want to do that." So I used to tell my mom, can we get a sister?" And like, she was like, "What do you mean by that?" And I'm like, "Just give me a sister." And they're like, "Well, Bo, I don't think it really works like that."
Dude, my Christmas list, my birthday wish list, every single year, my parents would be like, "What do you want?" And I would be like, "I want a little brother." And they would be like, "Absolutely not. No."
Yeah, that's what my mom said too. She was like,
0% chance, no.
Yeah, she said 3 was enough. I'm never doing this again. Die, basically. I was like, but I really, really wanted one because I was like, "Yo," because like I used to be like, "Dude, you're so cool," because he would have to take his sisters to school, and his parents would be like, "Now watch over them." Like, you know what I mean?
So
like,
cool.
yeah. But like, I never had that. But I used to be like, oh man, he's so fucking cool. Like, I wish I had a little sister so that I could do that. So I could be like the big brother and be like, let me take you to school. Don't worry. I'm your older brother. You can trust me. Yeah. And then, but I never, obviously, it never came to be. So I guess, that's life. You win some and you lose some. And I was just the younger kid being wrapped up in a blanket and left in the basement. And what can you do? I'm trying to think. I feel like my brothers did like other stuff, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like I did tell you the story where I hit him over the head with the Fisher Price chair and it went thunk and then he beat me up because I tried to rebel against him. Yeah, that's
authoritarian.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I thought I was doing something because my dad used to tell me that if you ever want to stop getting bullied, just beat the fuck out of the person. And so I was like, well, I guess I had to beat up my older brother.
I don't think that really works.
It's old man Southern quote unquote wisdom. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work though. Like,
well, listen, again, I was young and this is my father and he told me if you want to win, you got to beat someone up. Like my dad told me that if you ever get into a fight, he doesn't give a shit just as long as I win.
Have you tried it?
But if I didn't win, I was in trouble.
But I've observed enough. Here's what I'll say. Bullying runs along lines of existing power. We have all of these narratives about, oh, why kids bully, they're hurting, whatever. Nah, bullying happens because someone has power over someone else. And school systems are not immune to power dynamics that already exist, even among children. If you beat up someone who the school has been allowing to beat you up, that's not going to go well for you. Like the school is going to punish you for the same reasons they didn't punish the other people for beating you up. The best case scenario is that you don't get in trouble, but that's not even likely. And it's almost certainly not going to result in any change in behavior by your bullies.
See, yeah, my father was under the impression that if I got suspended because I fought back, that was a good thing. He was like, hell yeah. Like he was like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. But he was like, it was only if I won. That was his rule. It was I wasn't getting in trouble if I got suspended so long as I won. So I had to win the fight if I got into it. And then but if I lost and I got my shit kicked in, then I was in trouble when I came home. That was
Yeah, my experience was mostly that the best case scenario was that the school did nothing, but probably no one was going to be bullying you if you posed a significant threat to them anyway. They probably had more people around them, and those people were probably stronger, and they were probably stronger than you. You know, it's possible that you could make yourself inconvenient enough prey, but you're not going to make yourself a predator animal. They'll always see you the same.
Dude, Cut Booger said the words, you must be Southern, because that's the exact words my dad told me. Don't start it, but you better finish it, is what he told me. You don't start the fight, but if it happens, you better finish it. Georgia, yeah, I knew it. That's the exact words. That's the exact. Who started this? Who started this in the South where they're like, listen, boy, it's all right as long as you win the fight. Just come on back as long as you won.
I don't know. Maybe things work differently in the South, but I never saw it work for anybody.
I think they really do, Ellie.
I think it's something that people like to imagine. I think it's a fairy tale that people tell themselves for the most part. They want to imagine like, yeah, I would have beat that guy up. But the fact is, if the odds were in your favor, they wouldn't be doing it to you in the first place.
Unless you have that sleeper build. You know what I mean? Sure. Sometimes you got to push someone until they fucking snap. And maybe, that's when that shit goes crazy. Is when that kid starts seeing blood in his eyes and he
I think it's a Batman myth that people like to tell themselves to imagine that they're in a more powerful situation than they are.
I don't know. I've seen some nerdy kids beat the fuck out of some other kids before.
Yeah, and I'm sure they just got pushed really didn't change much.
I feel like I didn't see them get bullied anymore. I feel like that kid was kind of like, damn, okay, I guess that kid actually fights back now. Yeah. They're like, oh shit, now I can't just push someone around. This person's gonna fucking start throwing hands with me. I never got bullied in high school, yeah. I got slightly bullied, but it was verbal more than it was like physical or anything like that. I just got told bad things to go and do. Yeah, that was the only bully thing I got.
That was all around bully.
High school was rough. We were talking about how different our high school experiences were from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're thinking about this hard.
No, I'm not. I don't understand.
What is this tone shift? You guys hear this?
I'm confused. I don't understand.
You sound like an actual AI right now. Can you say, I'm afraid I can't do that for you, Dave?
I'm gonna go.
What? Why?
Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm back now. I've talked about this before a little bit. Sometimes it's hard. Communication is always bidirectional. Among other things, it's alright that it's hard for me to talk in a way that people understand. And it's alright that I have to work to emote in a way that makes sense to people. But I don't do it naturally, I guess. It doesn't come easily to me. I've been told before that I sound like an AI. It was one of many things, probably one of the more innocuous things I was bullied for as a kid. And it's part of why I wanted to be a robot when I started VTubing. People always said that I was like a robot, and so that was part of why I wanted to be one. I thought it would be kind of fun, and okay. Maybe like reclaiming something. When I'm sort of emotionally overwhelmed, which is my fault, I didn't telegraph well that I was treading into territory where I was uncomfortable. But how do I explain? Sometimes it's not always easy to track your emotional state. And I did a poor job of tracking it. I didn't realize how overwhelmed and sad I was about the conversation until I was so overwhelmed that I couldn't talk in a way that you guys would understand. I could only talk like a robot. And that's so embarrassing. And so hard. So I left until I could figure out how to emote properly again. So I'm back. I'm sorry, everybody. Thanks. Thanks. I know that this is a lot, troubling and strange to see, and awkward. It's embarrassing, often, to be autistic. I think that, the internet has this image. I think that a lot of autistic people have this image of themselves as sort of quirky and cutesy. And I never have. I was diagnosed because I was weird. And I'm still weird. It's never been cute on me. I've never been quirky or good at it. Yumi, thank you so much for 10 gifted. I really do not need, please, no pity gifts. Thank you so much, Yumi. It means a lot. Crimson Fox, welcome. I've never been cute in that way, and I've always wanted to be. I've always been extremely jealous of girls who are autistic, influencers. You know what I mean? Where they're like, oh, I'm so good at masking, no one even knew I was autistic, and now I'm undoing the trauma of masking my whole life. And it's like, that does sound hard, but also, man, I would kill to be able to mask that well. If I could mask that well, I would literally just like, I would be happy forever, man. I can't mask very well. And I do my best. I don't even really consider it masking. I mean, everybody works to communicate, and I think that working to communicate is normal. I think that's part of communication. I do work very hard, and when I can't, it looks like that. And so I am embarrassed that everyone saw that, and I am sorry. That is not your job, Chad. You know what I mean? That is not your job. I work very hard to share things that are fun to share, and to not share things that aren't fun to share. Because I am a content creator making content for you, and at the end of the day, it is not your job to be my emotional support chat. It is my job to be entertaining. And so I'm sorry, because that was almost definitionally not entertaining. I didn't leave because I was upset at you or anything. None of you. I left because I was overwhelmed, and I thought I didn't know what would happen next, and I didn't know if I would be able to maintain communication effectively, and I thought it would be better if I left than if I stayed and struggled. And so I left to breathe for a second. And I figured it would be less upsetting than if I were quiet breathing on stream. No one wants to watch a girl do do that. That's quite a bit. Thank you, I'm Hersher. That actually means a lot. I appreciate you. But yeah, no. People gave me a lot of advice as a kid about how to deal with bullies. Tell them it hurts your feelings, you know? Fight back. Stand up for yourself. Nothing worked. The fact is, those power dynamics exist. That's why the bullying is happening, and that's why nothing is going to stop it. I didn't have power over those girls. I didn't have power. Not physical power, not emotional power. They didn't care what I felt or thought, and I posed no threat to them. There was nothing I could have done to make it stop. But as a kid, it's hard for people to say, you've just got to resign yourself to that, you know? No one wants to tell a kid that. So they think the best thing to tell a kid is, just fight back. You could take them. Or like, just tell them how it makes you feel or whatever. And I know that they were trying to help. I think I knew that at the time. No one wants to tell a kid like, yeah, just suffer through it, kiddo. But at the end of the day, it made me feel like it was my fault. You know? It made me feel like it was my fault. Like there was something I ought to be doing. Some code that I could crack that would make it possible for me to be treated like people. And there wasn't. There wasn't. You just have to get through those years. And eventually, I don't know, people get bored of it. Grown-ups are nicer than kids. At least in some ways. I think they still talk, but it's mostly behind your back, which is, you know, less awkward if nothing else. I don't want to give the impression that I've always been very sad, or that this is something that holds me up very much. I didn't expect it to affect me like that. I think the steadfast argument that there is something that could have been done, it hit me in a way that I didn't expect. And I was bad at communicating about that. Most of those girls were nice. I think that's one of the strangest things about it. You know, these are all broader power dynamics. It wasn't really about the individuals. It never was. Yeah, fighting back only made you more of a target, don't I know it? Yeah, when I would argue back, oh my god, the way that they would... I've gotten apologies from almost all of them. I didn't solicit apologies from any of them. I didn't try and be in touch. They all reached out kind of independently over time, over the years, and said they were sorry, felt really bad, and I believe them. I don't think they're bad people. I think that actually makes it scarier, if that makes sense. I think it's, scarier to know that good people wind up doing this stuff too. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think it's okay. I do. And I'm glad that they're doing better. I'm glad that they're better, and I guess in some way I'm glad that they wouldn't do that now. I don't know. Ultimately, it's a nightmare. I think about it sometimes, about whether I could go back to that time and be okay. I know so much more now, you know? And I think the answer is no. I gotta say, I think the answer is no. I think if I had to go through all of that again, I just couldn't. What keeps you going when you're going through that is the belief that it's temporary. That maybe tomorrow you'll go to school and everyone will just be nice to you. I think harder than the bullying was not having anything else. It was really the only interaction that I had. I didn't really know how to make friends. As we discussed at the beginning of the stream, I would sort of decide that someone was my friend from a distance, you know? Because I didn't really know how to positively interact, and people mostly would interact with me in that context. And so, from afar, yeah. And so, I didn't really have any sense that there was anything else. Have I seen a therapist for the trauma? Ugh, God. I have seen several therapists over the years. I do okay, you know? And, it's complicated, right? Getting over bullying. It leaves different splinters, and they work their way out at different times. I think there's a way that it does change you. It leaves marks. I feel like I can always tell when someone I'm talking to is also a bullied kid. You know what I mean? There's just like a way that you can sort of like, oh, yeah, same shirt, you know? It's okay. Narasama lover, never worry about it. I have no desire to be mad at anyone. Like, literally never. Gnome Tomcat, thank you so much for the sub. I have no desire to be mad at anybody. Unless someone says to me like, Ellie, I'm saying this to upset you. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna kind of assume that I misinterpreted it because I usually misinterpret things. But yeah, no. The conversation before hurt me, but not because any of you hurt me, because I was really bad at communicating what I was feeling. I was bad at keeping track of what I was feeling while we were talking, and then I was bad at communicating about it afterwards. I know that you guys all have good hearts. I know that you guys weren't trying to... Of course. And you know what? Even if you were, that's okay. It's fun to tease streamers. And if you had known how I was feeling, I'm sure that you would have stopped. And, you know, if any of you wouldn't have, I'm sure you're working through your own stuff. But for the most part, that was a failure on my part of keeping track of my own emotions and of communicating about them. And of course, I love Bo very much, and I don't think he did anything wrong here either. He made a joke that I think was okay to make. It's strange because I have a lot of pain about it. About being told I was like a robot, and I talked like a robot, and I didn't feel pain because I was like a robot. Of course those things hurt, but, you know, also, it is true. It's also just kind of undeniably true. And I have friends now who find that endearing. And I like that. And I think that that's sort of a healing experience for people to find that endearing. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, I think that that's helpful, ultimately. Nightingale, thank you so much for the Prime sub. So, I was sad when he said that. But I know that he meant it with a lot of love, as he means everything. And I'm sure that if I had found the words to say, hey, that makes me sad right now, I'm sure he wouldn't have said it. So, thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for being so sweet and caring. And thank you for bearing with me while I took some time to breathe and figure myself out. I really appreciate that. Y'all are the best of us. Y'all are the absolute best of us. There are worse things in the world than bullying. Listen, you guys don't have to worry. Things can be hurtful, and that doesn't... How do I explain it? Communication is always collaborative, right? It's not that you said something hurtful. It's that I didn't communicate what was hurting me, and you know, like, it was a failure of communication, and that always falls on two people, right? What are we clipping? What did I say that you want to clip? Yeah, no, I'm always grateful. I'm always grateful. Munchkin, welcome. Oh, Bo is apologizing to me. Bo, you don't have to. I knew that you had no ill intent when you said it. I never thought you did. And I mean this, chat. I mean this. Unless you did something with ill intent, with evil in your heart, which I don't think people usually do, you don't owe me an apology for it. You don't. Lucky Charmed, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Just, you know, I'll explain to you what hurt, I guess, and you'll explain what you meant, and we'll go from there. Evil is the only thing in your heart. Yes, we should all have evil in our hearts. We should all have evil in our hearts, truly. Thank you, Chelthier. August Storm, thank you so much for the prime sub. And Technological, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Gifted with malicious intent. I promise I'll feel very bad about it for you. I promise I'll feel very bad about it for you. Do you think I could bring back Bo? I don't know if he's still up. I don't know how he's feeling. We were gonna keep this to just 2 hours because I wanted him to get some sleep, and I still do. But I don't want him to get the sense that he's not welcome here or that I'm upset with him or anything, so I'm gonna call him back and see. We're gonna keep it short because I do want him to get some rest, but I just want to make sure that he is still here. I hope he picks up. Oh. God, you're all so kind. Oh, he was away from his computer. Hi,
Bo. Hello?
Hi.
I'm on the phone right now. I'm sorry. I stepped away. I got really. Are you okay? Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Oh my gosh, you didn't hear any of what I was saying, did you?
No, I stepped away. I got so scared. I was worried about you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't apologize. What matters is you're okay. I just had to step away. Are you okay?
It doesn't matter if you're okay. What the frick?
No, well, I want to make sure that you're fine. You're okay though, right? Like I was.
Bo.
What?
Calm down 1 second. Yes, I am okay.
Okay. I just want you to know.
I know.
I'm just gonna say I didn't mean to do that.
I know. I never doubted that.
Okay. If you give me a minute, let me get back on my.
For a second. You're okay.
I had to step away because I got so scared. I was like, oh no, I thought I just lost my best friend.
Dude,
I got scared.
Dude, no. Oh my god. You would have to work a lot harder than that.
Okay. Give me a minute. Let me get back to my computer, and then I'll hop into an actual call, and I won't be on my phone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, but not for too long. Because you got to go to bed. Okay. Bye.
Right. I'll be right back.
Wait, why did I leave the call? God, I'm socially incompetent. Oh, I feel so bad that he didn't hear any of that. He was just stewing. Oh God, I would not have been not answering his messages if I had known that he wasn't listening. Oh God, poor boy. Oh. He'll be back soon. Oh God, I feel so bad. Yeah, the mic on that phone, honestly, was kind of nostalgic. Didn't that kind of bring you back to old times? Didn't that kind of bring you back to old Bo Mike when he used to talk into what I can only assume was an empty can, like he was riding the rails? There's a K-drama with a happy ending. Yeah, I am sorry for all the drama, guys. I don't really know what brought that out of me. That was strange. I haven't been that emotionally fragile, I guess, in a long time. And, you do what you can, right? You do what you can with it. It's not like you can really control it completely, but it is just strange. It's surprising. I would not have expected to be that, tomato textured is all that could come into my brain. Guys, I was trying to think of literally anything except tomato textured. But the tomato textured. I didn't expect to have the fortitude of a tomato. Oh, good. Hey, okay.
Back.
So, just real quick, I talked about this on stream. I needed a second because I can kind of lose my ability to communicate.
I'm thankful you did that. I'm thankful you did that. I'm thankful that you did that. I want you to know that's not what I was like. I'm not upset. I was more upset at myself. No. That's the reason I stepped away from my computer because I was like, I fucked it. I was like, God damn it. I was like, I can't keep my mouth shut. I was like, I just have to make a joke out of everything. And
no,
I was like,
Bo, it's fine. It's fine. We talked. So I thought that you were listening to the stream, or I would have responded to your messages. But we were talking about how you did nothing wrong, and it was just I did a bad job of tracking my emotions and communicating about them, and I hit a point where I could no longer communicate effectively.
To take a step back. You are okay. First off, you are in every right to take a step back from something if you feel uncomfortable or anything like that. That is your right as not only my best friend, but as a human being to take a step back
very sweet.
From anything. Okay. So I'm glad that you did that. Like that is don't apologize for that.
Well,
That's
don't
what you're supposed
apologize
to
for
do.
making jokes with your friend.
Well, no, it was a bad joke. It was a bad joke, is what it
wasn't.
was. It was a bad joke.
I mean it.
Yeah.
Seriously, that
And
kind of
so
joke is almost kind of healing. Like, in different circumstances, seriously. I have so much self-consciousness about it, but when friends sort of push me on it and joke about it with me in a way that's, like, sweet and friendly, it's good. I mean, it shows me that, like, yeah, like I am kind of like a robot when I don't have the ability to be like modulating my voice, but that's okay because robots are cute.
Yeah, true. And you know what? I finally admit it. True. All right. Now, no, I was just more so like I was there for the first little bit of it, but like I had to I was just I don't know. I'm shaking a little bit because
I'm so sorry, Bo.
no, don't apologize. Like I said, it's in your right. I was just like I just care so much about you. You know what I mean?
I care so
Like
much
you're my
about
best
you, dude.
friend, so
If
I didn't want to lose you was all.
Oh, God.
And I was scared that I might have, and that's why I didn't have to step away. But I do care about you a lot.
You are not gonna lose me like that, dude. You are not gonna lose me.
I know. I've just had things like
that
that happen in the past is all. So I was just like, there it goes. That goes my best friend.
Oh, God.
And yeah. And so that's the reason I had to step away. That was the reason why. So I was very, very happy to see that you called me back because I was like, oh, thank God we can talk.
Oh, God,
I was like, oh, thank God.
This is the thing is, I thought that you were listening to the stream and we were talking about like this was a breakdown of communication, but it's okay. So I would have responded to your messages. I didn't mean to be leaving you unread. I'm so sorry.
I was so like, I gotta go. Like I did what you did, where like I was watching the first little bit of it, and then like you were talking, and I was like, I fucked up so bad. So I just turned off my computer and I walked away. Like I literally turned off everything and I went outside, and I was just outside being like, I'm just gonna stare at the stars for a few minutes. Yeah, I was just staring at the stars. I was like, I guess we'll deal with this tomorrow, maybe. Like I was under the impression that you were gonna like call me tomorrow, and I was gonna have to sit on it and be like,
no, Jesus! What kind of monster do you think I am? I would never do that. Oh my God! Wait, I made you touch grass?
Yeah, I was actually so worried that I touched grass for like healing. I went outside and I touched grass. By the way, someone asked were the stars nice. Yeah, it's a clear day out. It looked good.
Stars are so good, dude. I love
they
a good
are.
star.
I really want a telescope.
You should get one. You should put one on your throne.
Are they like super expensive?
They're not that expensive for like a reasonable one. Like you can get very nice ones that obviously the sky's the limit. Hey, you see what I did there?
Ellie.
But yeah.
Hey. By the way, can if you ever come to like visit me, I want you to know there is a like we have like an observatory that allows you to camp over at night, and then you can go and look at the stars at night, and they allow you to camp out. Would you like to go do that at some point?
Dude, the first time I visited Joe's farm and I saw the Milky Way with my real eyes, I cried.
Did it make you sick?
No, it made me cry. I just like looked out onto the freaking stars and I just sobbed. I was just like
That's what I did too. I teared up.
Yeah.
I had a friend that threw up when he saw it because he realized how small everything was, and he was like, and he just didn't know what to do with himself. Like he just started thinking about it. I think he had like a panic attack, and he was like, "I'm gonna throw up." And we were like, "What?" And he just fucking threw up, and we were like, "Oh my God." Dude, relax. It's okay. He was drunk 100%. No, I think it was just existential crisis.
He was just like, oh my God. Time and space got him. It got him.
Yeah, it did. It hit him different. But yeah, last thing I'll touch on it. You were in the right to step away from that. So I'm very, very proud of you for doing that and like having the courage to walk away from that scenario if you were uncomfortable with it. And I thank you for doing that. You are an amazing friend, and you can always do that. Know that you can always do that. And going forward, I'll realize, if you need to step away, I won't worry about it, But you were very brave for doing that, and I support you 100% for doing that because, like you said, it's better to step away than it is to let just sit there and let that take a moment to compose yourself, get a breather and stuff like that. You were very, very sweet for doing that, and
I appreciate it.
Thank you for trusting me enough to do that and come back.
What I wish I'd done differently. I wish that I had been keeping better track of where I was emotionally. I knew that this was a hard topic for me, and I should have been on it. I should have been more actively communicating.
I should have known though.
And I also wish that I had responded to your messages. I feel so bad. I thought that you were in stream, and I absolutely would have been actively responding if I had known that you weren't. I am so sorry. Because
I was in there for the first little bit of it, but I got scared. So I did what I do. I ran away. I went, and I ran away. I was like, I know, friendship ruined, run. No. And so I just ran. I just ran outside.
You had a harder experience there than I did even, and I feel bad because I absolutely could have prevented it, and I am sorry.
That's not true. I don't think, and again, I don't think that we should have looked at it in a way where one of us had it harder than the other. I think that this was an experience that we both needed, and I think that it's good that we now know boundaries with each other. And I'm glad that you, like I said, had the courage to step away. And at any point, no, I don't care where we are, what we're doing, if you need to step away from a conversation like that, now I know, and you are fully free to do that and collect yourself, because I would rather my best friend take a moment to compose themselves and feel more comfortable than I would have them sit there and feel like bad. So
I love you, man.
I love you, Ellie.
Also,
I love
please,
you. I love you so much.
Listen, I know that you have pain around this. I know it's happened before, but please understand that, like, if our friendship ended, it wouldn't be because you made a joke.
Well, no, I don't know. Like I said, I've had experiences before with people where, you know, I crack a joke and then that person just legit doesn't talk to me. And I've had this happen with friends that, like, I've known for like years sometimes. So I got really scared. That was all. I was like, yeah.
Well, if you said something that I had a problem with, you know that I would say something right away.
I know. I shouldn't have panicked. I just got scared is all.
I know that it's been a thing.
So I'm glad that we can, I'm so lucky that we can have this kind of conversation. We can be like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad we figured that out and stuff. Yeah. I want you to know, I went outside, looked at the stars, and then I went to my bed and I just turned out the lights and I was laying in bed. I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
The phone call.
Yeah. And then I was like, yes. No, when you gave me the phone call, I was like, yes. Yes. And I picked it up and I was like, Ellie, hello.
Oh God. I'm so sorry. Dude, I promise. This is a pinky promise. This is an Ellie guarantee right now. You never have to worry about me, like, leaving you to stew for a night. If we're not talking about it, I'm not upset. Well, I'm not upset at you anyway. I might be just, like, upset in general, but I'm not upset with you is the point.
I know. I should have had more faith in you, and it was just I had a flashback of previous things, and I was just like, oh no, is this it? Is this how it all goes down? And I was like, oh, fuck.
The end of both of our streaming careers. I'm taking you down with me, Bo. Canceling us both.
No! Hey, you did say wherever you go, you're taking me.
That's true. Wait, that's true.
That was the first thing you told me when we started hanging out every Tuesday. You're like, wherever I go, I'm taking you with me. So yeah, if you're going down, I guess you're dragging me with you. And I'm like, no. That was the first thing. Yeah. You know what? I'm okay with that. I wouldn't want to stream if you weren't here anyways, to be honest.
That's so dumb.
If you weren't in this space, why?
Dude, because, like, what if I leave this space for a good reason? What if I get, like, all the way husbanded? What if I get completely husbanded and I'm, like, pregnant with child? And I'm the CEO of a company and I'm like, Bo, I don't have time to VTube anymore. And you're just like, I quit!
Yeah, I'm done, guys. There's no reason to be here anymore. My best friend is gone. What do I do now? What do I do? My guidance is gone.
Please keep streaming, even if I leave, okay? Please promise me you'll keep streaming, even if I'm, like, you know, a busy,
I'll see what I can do.
Busy, you know, cool, working mom.
Bo, adopt us? Would you guys want me to adopt you? Would you guys want that? Why don't you? I think you guys would. Come on, server or mini would probably be the better option. Let's be honest. The bozos
Stop being like, oh, the better option.
Well, I mean, they're cuter, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Dude,
and
why
like,
are you like this? Y'all can share custody. Have I heard Minnie sing? Of course I've heard Minnie sing.
No, have you heard her sing My Way? Did you hear her sing that?
No, I didn't actually.
You need to listen to that, Ellie. Sorry.
Which one am I?
Oh, you're Ellie. You're Ellie. I know who you are. You're Ellie. Gulp.
Do you have a recording? Do you have, like, a clip or something?
Chat, is there a clip that we can post of Minnie singing My Way? It honestly made me tear up. Like,
I can't wait. I want to hear it so bad. I love her voice.
She is so fucking talented. Oh my fucking god, dude. We're on thin ice. Bo, be careful.
Oh my gosh, wait. Churchy's voice is so
Teenage Dirtbag!
What?
Oh my god.
What?
Wait, Ellie, I'm so glad I brought that up. Okay, when we were playing Food Simulator, I was gonna tell you at the beginning, I was looking at like Minnie's perspective, right? And there was a guy that was in Minnie's chat that was like, I can't fucking stand this guy, right? And so I was like, okay, that's pretty funny, right? Like he literally did, this Bo guy's pissing me off, right? Mm-hmm. So I went to Server's chat, and then Server joins our call, and then he goes, I just left Minnie stream to avoid this guy. And then I go, I'm just a teenage, like that. And the guy goes, fuck it, I'm out. And just laugh, dude. I don't know what I did. I sang Teenage Dirtbag so crazily, the guy fucking vanished. Like that guy was
dude, you caused him to sublimate. That man turned straight from a solid into a gas.
Dude, it was crazy. I don't know what I did to deserve. I don't know. All I did was sing Teenage Dirtbag, and that was enough.
That was enough. You got him.
I feel like I just push some people's buttons sometimes. Like I feel like sometimes people
you
just
do it on purpose.
Like,
you do it on purpose because you like to do it. Don't you dare with the like. Oh, I feel like I just push people's buttons sometimes. You do it on purpose because you like to do it.
No, what are you talking about? No. Oh, here, someone sent the clip of Minnie singing My Way. Hang on.
Well, wait, send it.
I'm gonna send it to you. This is it. Thank you, Jalthier. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
Oh my god.
My Way. I might be able to. I'm not. This is a hard song to sing, and I'm not warmed up, so I shall hope and pray that I can do it well.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I know, right?
The end is near, so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way.
It's beautiful.
I know.
A version of her singing this because it makes so much sense for her too, because she like
planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway.
Like it fits her, you know?
It does. That's kind of the reason why it teared me up a little bit.
Oh god, right?
I did it my
meow, meow,
I can't freaking believe I was like sobbing, and then she was like meow, 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 meow. I love her.
What's funny about that? At the end, tells me that she feels like she finished that song as like a like, you know what I mean? Like she did that. She's like, so she's like meow 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 at the end. Dude. But like she fucking, are you kidding me? Okay. I would have went to an opera house and I would have heard someone. Could you imagine the acoustics of an opera house? Minnie hitting that song like that,
dude.
That would be truly an angelic experience. Like,
first of all, obviously, Minnie has one of the most beautiful voices in the world. Like,
absolutely.
I love her voice. But second of all, just like that song.
It worked with her.
Like,
it hits.
I don't know freaking how much Minnie lore y'all know, but like, she did. She did
do it her way, and I think that's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
I think that came straight from the heart with her. It was.
Can we get a shout out? Oh my god, we haven't done a shout out. Mods.
We should also rate it.
Oh, is she going right now?
Yeah, she's just chatting right now. We should rate into when we're both done.
We should probably do that soon because you wanted to only stream for a couple hours because
but now I'm awake.
I know, dude. I know, but seriously, you should go to bed.
No. Now I'm awake now, so I don't think I can sleep for like another hour or so. I think I got another hour in me before I
think that for me, and I think that also for you, we should keep it to the amount of time that we said. Both. Thank you so much for everything.
She hates me, Chad.
You're my best friend, and I love you.
Why
are you like this? Why are you like this? Let's go raid Biddy. Miniko.
Just saw someone go, damn it, Bo. Why can't we have a moment?
Why is he like this, chat? Okay, let's go raid Minnie. Chat, thank you so much for bearing with me through that. I know that was intense and kind of strange and a little embarrassing. And
it's part of being a VTuber. I think it shows.
I don't think that's part of being a VTuber.
I feel like every community has had a moment where, because I've definitely cried on stream about things. You know, I've definitely done it a few times.
Well, I didn't actually cry. I mean, not until we were listening to.
Well, I mean, you know, I've had to take a step back as well before while on stream and stuff like that. But I feel like every community has, to some extent, had something like this happen, and I think it shows how much you truly love your community that you came back and you explained it to them.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna just leave them like that, but yeah, no, I think it means a lot about my community that they were like able and willing to sit with me through that. And
of course they were. They love you.
Make sense
of course.
Of it and figure it out. And thanks everybody. You know, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, it's very healthy.
I don't know, man, but thanks.
I think that's pretty healthy what you did there. I figured out of all the different ways that could have been handled, you handled it the healthiest and the most mature out of any of the other ways.
I
Who knows?
I
know.
I love you guys. Thank you. And Bo, I love you. You're not gonna tell a joke and have me decide I don't want to be your friend anymore. Go, please get rest. Let's raid Minnie. Let's raid our dear friend Minnie. one of the all-time best, I guess, cats. Not because I was gonna say people, but she's a cat. So
cat girl. Yeah.
I feel weird calling my friend a cat girl. I mean, even if she is one, it just feels improper. So anyway, let's raid Minnie.
Improper. A feline of the human persuasion.
What does that mean? I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you for bearing with me. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that was really. I'm so glad that they came back. They really didn't.
Of course they did. They were waiting for you.
It was really nice of them. I was.
Yeah, they were waiting for you. They were worried.
I'm like a little embarrassed, but overall, I'm glad everything went how it did ultimately, and I.
Yeah, you handled it very, very well.
Thanks, man.
Now that we're off stream, are